down on it. Chase nande ou ka babye, gade ou pa yon kote. Ou ka kriye pou eleksyon, actuellement eleksyon rive, gade ou ka liblade. Men jou ake rive, la le vacances de encore, mwen le we mama, sa ou ke fe. Faut il le boke, faut il le boke. Call you home, where the lightning thunder, sun or rain. Faut il le boke, faut il le boke. Faut il le boke. Bebouche, where the earthquake, tsunami or hurricane. Faut il le boke. Give it. Faut il le boke. Wesley. Faut il le boke. Marigot, where the lightning thunder, sun or rain. Faut il le boke. Faut il le boke.
Hey, give him. Donald, Donald, I wondering who shot. Donald, Donald, I wondering who shot who. Give them. Galagalang dang dang, galagalaga, galagalang dang dang. Oh boy. When you in a game, the rules remain the same. One team to lose, one team to win. If ever you lose, you go home and dress your bruise. Come back again in another game. Hey, Donald, you remind me of he. Donald, swear you both are family. When you storm the capital building, then inside your bunker hiding, it's the same thing Uncle would do. When you inside violence, then claim your innocence, it's the same thing Uncle would do. Hey, Donald, you brought back so much memory. Donald, it's like you're patterning on we. Same thing Uncle would do. When you block and burn it up, same thing Uncle would do. When you push and mash it up, same thing Uncle would do. Lord, Donald, I want to know who shot who. Donald, I want to know who shot who. Give me. Angalang dang dang, bang bang galang dang ligay, bang bang galang dang dang. Lord, blaming world police in everyone business. Yes, you care police, your stinking business. The world look with awe as you rage your war, and like a hacksaw, you hacked through the law. Hey, Donald, your planning was strategic. Donald, you make lawmakers panic, right? When you storm the Capitol building, then inside the bunker hiding, it's the same thing Uncle would do. When you inside violence, then you claim your innocence, same thing Uncle would do. Hey, Donald, you brought back so much memory. Donald, it's like you're patterning on we. Same thing Uncle would do. When you block and burn it up, same thing Uncle would do. When you push and mash it up, same thing Uncle would do. Lord, Donald, I want to know who is who. Donald, I want to know who shot who. Give me. Angalanga. Oh yeah. Give me. If I didn't know, I would say you both were bro. Same persona, crackers of fire, hiding in the back while you mob attack, and like a coward, waiting for reward. Aye. Donald, Donald, oh Donald, for that you are culpable. Oh Donald, oh, when you storm the Capitol building, then inside the bunker hiding, it's the same thing Uncle would do. When you incite violence, then you claim your innocence, it's the same thing Uncle would do. Aye. Oh Donald, you brought back so much memory. Oh Donald, it's like you take your pattern and we same thing Uncle would do. When you block and burn it up, same thing Uncle would do. When you push and break it up, same thing Uncle would do. Donald, I want to know who is who. Hey, Donald, I want to know who taught who. Done it. Bang bang galang dang laga, bang bang galang dang die, bang bang galang dang laga. Lord, get them, ba 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 la la, still landing. Everybody, Jala, you best thing, Jala, you best thing, Jala, you best thing, Jala, you best thing, Jala, you best thing. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all their lies and all their slander, try to mislead the people with their hate and all their evil. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. The best thing that happened to this country is Garrett and the Labour Party. We wanna bring to bankruptcy. Now have a growth in the economy. Got a leader with endless vision, youthfulness and dedication. Suspect that things would be tight. Went to China on the next flight. Cuba and Venezuela, what a brilliant leader. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all the lies and the slander, try to mislead my people with their hate and evil. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. Dancer. Jala, no question, Jala, no question, Jala, no question, Jala. Everybody, talk something red, wave it over your head, Jala. All of them forget the Carib people. Labour stepping, they want to cause trouble. For the Kalinagos had no respect, exploiting them on the water project. Supreme Escorted used to ball to Labour to build their seawall. Giro, they would have to back it. Water tank on Labour fix it. Whether you teach a leader, elder, must give credit to Labour. You better believe it. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the water, Labour Party shall not be moved. Look out for we 5-star hotel, highway to Posse as well. Seaport reconstruction, rosary modification. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the water, Labour Party shall not be moved. Dance up. Jala, no question, Jala, no question, Jala. Talk something red, wave them over your head. Some will never see the importance to give up for people assistance. So they have a problem with the clinic. Measures say they want to block it. Imagine they get in office. What would be their wicked practice? It's for people who put you there. At all time you got to show you care. The party in a working mood. Don't interrupt that move. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be. Just like the trees that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. The government helping squatters to get their land and quarters. Helping people, some of you have an issue. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. You better know Inshallah, you best in Inshallah, you best in Inshallah. Everybody, hey, raise up something head, wave that over your head. Indeed, it is first time in our history. People get medical for free. 18 and under and over 65. You shall never be deprived. Big focus on human resource, people well-being's compass. Universal education, scholarship and transportation. What that selfless party put it first for our country. Yeah. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. Oh, but what a brilliant stadium. The bridge and road all around. Improvement on all road networks. Airport is no joke. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the waters. Labour Party shall not be moved. Everybody! Tanta, Inshallah, no question, Inshallah, no question, Inshallah. Live it. Put up something head, rip it over your head. Hey, everybody, Inshallah, no question, Inshallah, Inshallah, no question, Inshallah.
Yes, Nujala Nuke Weste. Want to say a special good evening and welcome to you wherever you are listening across Dominica to the north, south, east, and west coast of the beautiful nature island Dominica. It is, of course, another Saturday evening right here in the Commonwealth of Dominica. It is the 4th day of December 2021. We are, coming to the end of the year when, of course, we will be celebrating the Christmas season, and I saw Rosa was very busy today. So I want to say a special good evening to you listening in St. Lucia, St. Martin, Anguilla, St. Thomas, the U.S., Virgin Island. I want to say a special welcome to all the folks who are joining us in the United States and Canada. Not forgetting the folks in the United Kingdom. Of course, Guadamartinique, Sakafet. Molly Sweet is out of Boswa. No doubt it is, already 22 minutes moving after the hour of 8 o'clock. And it is a lovely evening there, of course. A special welcome to all the listeners who are joining us on the Kyrie FM Facebook page. Many of you are always logging in on time. So I want to say a special big up to all of you who are there with us this evening. It has been another very interesting week there. Yes, we did have the Parliament of Dominica. Big stuff there ongoing there in the Parliament of Dominica there. We also, this week there, witness our brother there, Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, who was sworn in as Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Climate Resilience, Sustainable Development and Renewable Energy. What a big ministry there. Definitely one that I know he can handle, well capable of handling. So, once again, a special congratulations there to Honorable Dr. Vince Henderson, and a special big up there again to the people of South City, Grand Bay. Yes, that make it happen. You know it is already. Grand Bay have always been making it happen in opposition, and they continue to do that even while we are in government. So a special good evening to all the folks in South City, Guambe, Sakafet, Oswela. Hello, bonsoir, bonsoir. Not forgetting the good folks in Bellevue. They're always tuning there. Special good evening there to Mr. Ian Monroe there, and Mr. Moise up there. Good evening to you all, and to all the good folks of Petit Savan and Fonseja and Stowe. Want to say a special good evening. Of course, it's always a pleasure meeting you all, and not forgetting, of course, all the good folks in Cochrane. Yeah, man. Madik, hope that you are doing okay tonight, and to all the good folks in the Roseau Valley, a special big up to all of you there. Antigua, yeah, man. I see Antigua joining us there on the Kyrie FM Facebook there. So big up to all our folks, all our listeners in Antigua, always joining us on the next level there. Nushala Nuke West, I love that song. Yes, I do. Jala Nuke West, of course. Big up to the east coast of Dominica there. Yeah, man. Desi, how you doing tonight there? Mikey, my brother, all the 810 family up there in Daly's Gillam. How you guys doing there? Of course. Good evening on the local line there. We got the callers going there.
Good evening, Simeon.
Hi, good evening, my dear.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. God bless you. Doing all right today. Yes.
Family okay?
Yeah, everybody's doing fine. Thankful.
All right.
Yes.
A good evening to my parent, Miss Lady D, and to my Honorable Prime Minister, his wife, kids, and all his family. I would like to say good evening to them. And good evening to Rosanov, Tony. Good evening to you, Tony. Mary Deef, Clefa, Mr. and Mrs. Guada, and Mrs. Leslie. Good evening to you, Holland Strong, the passing of your husband. Right. And I'd like to say good evening to Mamie Listen and Miss Lady Danielle in Portsmouth. I would like to say good evening to her as well. And to all my labor right friends who didn't hear me, another night I will call his life here.
All right.
Holland Strong.
Yes, I.
Simeon look no malcase.
Yeah.
Look dangerous people. Those people not there to serve nobody. But for they're just looking for themselves to believe they'll fill their pocket, but tell them no way, Jose. Not right now. I don't know when, but not right now. These people they're not good, and people following them, making it worse again.
Yes.
No man. That's not the way for big men.
Yes.
To react. There's one look there again. Right? As you can say, cool look that was on me. Mr. Wicked, you could sit on his face. He's a very wicked man.
Yes.
Wicked. And you see those kind of happening that I don't like that at all. I don't like that now. I just be so angry at them. Meet them close by and tell them what I have to tell them. Yes. This is not good.
I know how you feel, my dear.
Yes,
I know.
Not good.
Yes.
See what they're doing, like the Prime Minister not doing nothing.
Yeah, I know.
And they that would do nothing to do. They were there for 4.5 years.
Yes.
And the cafe traffic to partout and lie. Nobody didn't say the man what this son. That was God's son.
Yes.
They had no right to go and look for it.
That's
Too
right.
bad for them.
Yes, sir.
They are mal. They have evil people. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Simeon.
Thank you.
Strong,
Yes, my dear.
and they're listening.
All right, take care there. A special big up there to you in Calliho there. On the overseas line there, call good evening to you.
Good evening, Simeon. Hi, Simeon. How are you?
Hey, my dear, I'm good, thank you, and you?
Hey, Simeon, I like that song. Nujala, Nujala. Bon, cheer that hot boy.
Yes, I. Big,
Boy, I love that song.
big up to
Anyway,
Hunter there for writing that song.
Oh, my boy. Yes, boy. Big up to Hunter, man.
Yes.
I would like to send greetings to Pandora in Pandora Philip in St. Martin, Rufino, John, and Mr. Awa in Delices, Verna Deja in Bretica, Silo in La Plaine. And I would like to send greetings to all the elders in Dominica, especially the ones at the infirmary and the grotto.
Yes, yes.
Simeon,
Yes, my dear.
tell you something, man. Can you, and Mommy, I want to say good morning, good evening to Mommy. Mommy, I love you. Mommy, take it easy. You know, just take it easy. Christmas
Yes.
is coming. The gifts are getting fat, okay? So, hey.
Yes, I.
Yeah.
Christmas.
So, Simeon,
Yes.
listen.
Yeah.
Yes. This guy, Clement Maslin,
Yes.
that guy is so unmannerly. Can you imagine? That guy maybe had a demon in him that day there, that burst up inside of him, and he just trying to fly on. What is the man on Douglas? That is Ian Douglas.
Honorable Ian Douglas. Yes. Yes.
Honorable, yes. He trying to jump on the man. I don't know what is wrong. What was wrong with him? You understand? Hey, guys, all you have to behave all yourself. All of you inside of the parliament, all you need to behave all yourself on the other side. You understand? All you have to take it easy. Respect the parliament. All he does not do that at all.
No.
If I was the speaker, I would already send all of them would be in jail. All of them would be in jail now. They will be taking them one by one in jail.
Yes,
Trust me, because that is very mad. That is Malele Vegas. Pure Malele that was there. People does not do those things there. Clement, you really, really, really was out of order. People surprised to see the way you act.
You know what somebody said to me? They said that it seems like there is something wrong with that chair. Because Daniel Luge was sitting in that chair.
So you can imagine a demon that go there. A demon. Those people have demons in them. I don't know what is wrong. He, Annette, and Danny Luge and those others. And
Sprags.
Sprags so back.
Sprags.
Hey,
yes.
guys, I just saying a message for you. All you need to, please. A new year coming. I hope we see that new year that coming there. And all you better all yourself in Jesus. Wicked, all you wicked. Wicked is the Bible talking about wicked people. You cannot do that. You cannot get something. All you want to two-face, all you want to kill the other person for. What's wrong with these people?
Yes.
Stop. Just be nice.
True.
Be nice. The word is be nice.
True.
These people not nice at all. What is wrong with these people? Come on. I don't like that. And a lot of people disappointed in Clement. He wanted to fly on Ian, but little do he know what he would get. He would be in jail all now. Not on the minister, Ian Douglas. Nah, you see Ian eyes, one of them would just go and there's nothing more.
Yes, I. Yes, my dear.
I'll talk to you again later.
Yeah, all right. Take care, my dear.
Okay.
Yes, I. He messing with my partner there. On the local line caller, good evening to you.
Good evening, Simeon, and how are you?
I am good, thank you, ma'am. Good evening.
Jubla is always locked in with Honorable Catherine Daniel.
Yes.
And I would like to big up our Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Scary.
Yes.
And I would also like to big up Wawal Clefa and Bolo in Vilcaz and Mr. and Mrs. Burnett in Newton. Simeon no jala no ke wete moi même papa pièce côté me ka west de go.
Yes, I.
All
the time.
Right.
Yeah, man. All right. Take care there. Les Bokatavai, nous jala nous ke weste. On the overseas line, there caller, good evening to you. Good evening on the overseas line.
Simeon.
Hello.
Boy, Simeon.
Yes.
Simeon, you see the gent, Isaac. Isaac cannot handle those civilians. Either he's scared of them or something, because that kind of thing that went up in the house, that shouldn't go on in the house at all. Never happen. With this young man, he just come there. He ain't working nowhere. He ain't bringing nothing. The taxpayers paying him, and he want to fight with Ian. Is he out of his crazy mind? Is he mad?
Yeah, he want to know.
and this young lady, I don't know what is her problem. Where she going? Who computer she go and print this nonsense out and come in and talk about people that sell passports?
That's right.
How that happen?
Well, that's the perception. Yes, that's the perception they want to put out there.
This
two men is crazy. And as far as I'm concerned, they should have locked them up. They should have locked every one of them up. Every one of them, they should have locked him up, especially when he started behaving bad. They should have locked him up. Because he rude and out of order. Why he want to become prime minister in Dominica? Never happened in his dream. He will dream about it. He even lucky he getting taxpayers' money where he is there. This young man is very rude and out of order. And he disrespect him, Ian. Ian is an elder. You have to respect his elders. He's a rude boy. He's not supposed to be in parliament. It look like when you see they go in that party, they're sucking something. I don't know what is it they're getting in that party. All of them just have a kind of a rage and a venom and they're just miserable people. They need to come to Labour and be happy. This is not happy.
Hate and animosity.
Happiness. Jesus Christ. And another thing against him about the COVID place there. Are you making these people too comfortable in this COVID thing? All you have to do, Simeon, put a big room and all who tested positive, put them in that one room and give them a bathroom. That's it. That's it. That's all they need.
Well, we have to take care of our sick people. We have to treat them in a humane way and kindly.
And I understand that, but the thing is they're getting too much of good treatment. That is why they want to go back and go back and go back. They're feeling good to go there because they're saying they're going in a hotel. They don't have this at their home, so they're going and meet it over there. Stop treating them good. They will want to go.
Yes. Well, we have to take care of them. We have to make sure that our people are comfortable, especially when they are sick. We cannot treat them bad. You know, it is that. And I don't think anybody want COVID. I mean, people don't even know when they get it. They only find out when they go and get tested. So it is a really unfortunate thing that our cases have not been done as we would like it to be, because some people are still not adhering to the protocols and doing what is asked of them by the Ministry of Health, and the government obviously have to adhere to significant cost as a result of that.
Simeon, they need to pay a price somewhere. Whether the transportation are taking them to the center, they need to pay something because they can't be living on free all the time. Something has to give.
Well, I know it is, my dear, but you know it is. We're taking care of the people, and we're trying to make sure that we can get to an end. And we hope that the population can all come together in making that happen. Yes.
God bless Roosevelt Skerritt.
Indeed.
He cannot do wrong in my eye. God bless this young man. God bless this young man. All right, Simeon.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much for your contribution here on the local line there. Good evening to you on the local line.
Good night, Simeon.
Hello, my dear.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. God bless.
Yeah, I'm pieces in the house. Neighbor can't survive. No probably say UWP. You two pair. And then you're Malcassin.
Yes, I. All right, my dear. Yeah, man. All right, you Malcase. I like that word there. Malcase. On the local line there, good evening to you. Yes, your line is a little bit distorted there. So please try ringing the number again. Of course, I'm not sure what's going on with your line there. Nujala nuke weste.
Everybody! Jala, you best Jala, you best Jala, you best Jala, you best Jala, you best. We shall not be
moved. Yes, I. Caller on the local line there. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Simeon.
Hi, good evening.
Jimmy apartment locked in.
Yeah, man. Big up there. All right. Jimmy apartment.
We shall not be moved, just like the trees that planted by the
Labour Party shall not be moved on the local line. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Simeon. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Missed you last week.
You missed me last week?
Yeah. You understand? I was listening to Hanbag. They would say how they refuse Honorable Vincent Desmond in St. Joe. And they go, they send him to Granby. And the people in Granby still vote him. And when he go and come, to those people home, they say, Kakaki no Sala, when you come, and those people still vote for him. And he saying, they ask him if he will work together with Vincent Desmond. He said no. Vincent Desmond too lazy. He will not work with him. Handbag.
Fair.
And then Clement, who just come in the house, he's the youngest. The man even make himself looking like Henry Clinton. He just very handsome. Right? The man wants to tell people what to wear. The Prime Minister can tell people what to wear. People wear what color they want. You like red, you put red. I don't like red to say pure red. Red is not sky blue and lime green. That is my color. But my finger color is red when I go to vote.
Yes.
For sure. Right? You can't tell people, you come and say what you wear, you want to jump into color. When Honorable Ian Douglas put fire under him, he almost catch fire. He don't know what to say. And senior minister gives it to him. Clement to up, he took off away, so you just come, sit down and listen.
Yes.
And the other one, you go for their vote, you say, who will pay you when you go and check, who will pay you, who going to pay you? You say nurse. They don't know nothing about the House of Assembly, they just come, they don't want to get money. It's just a bunch of useless people. Waste of time. Clement surprised. With all his education, he just nothing. Anyway, good night, Simeon.
Yes, my dear. Of course, when you follow in a novice leader like Lennox Linton, a man who is very arrogant, ignorant, and of the facts, they get to be like him. Call, good evening to you on the local line.
Hi, Simeon. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, my dear.
What's up?
I'm good, thank you. God bless.
Bells locked in with or without lights.
you have no electricity tonight?
No.
All right.
A while ago.
Oh.
Right?
Yes. Thank you for calling. All right, then. Yeah, man, big up to the folks there in Bells there. I hope you get your electricity soon. On the overseas line there, good evening.
Yeah. Touching base. Let me tell you something, Simeon. You
Yes.
see what happening now? You see, the people employ the politicians, right? So which means it's the people business in the parliament.
Yes.
When you go in the parliament, you don't go and take out the poor and take it. Well, man, that's why they man they beat and so on tomato and this all and they don't get they don't sell fake crooked.
Yes.
But let me tell you something.
Yeah, talk to me.
I listened to Sean Douglas what date was, right? But Simeon, woman, ladies and others, ladies pretty and man handsome, right?
Yeah.
Sean talking about the senior minister. I mean, senior minister is a man that handsome. Only what son, son pretty. So I mean, there have no competition. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, Simeon, I don't get my winter vegetable.
Yes.
Get myself in order to burn my fire. Simeon, up and running. Mr. Moses, already, whole boss, the whole crew. Big brother, one crew. Keep the fire blazing, my lord. I'm listening.
Yeah, my brother. Take it easy there. On the local line, good evening to you.
Hello, good night.
Hi, my dear.
I would like to tell my Prime Minister good night and my Parrot Reginald Ostrich.
Yes, sir.
Cotton Hill locked in.
Yeah, man. Big up there to Cotton Hill. Want to shout to the folks, yeah, man, in Wesley with Fordale. Good evening. The other Fidel Grant. Caller on the overseas line there. Good evening to you.
Good evening to you, handsome. How are you, my darling? What's up?
I'm good, thank you. And how about you?
I'm there watching your beautiful smile on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm live, yes.
Anyway, how is the family? How was the week, Mike?
The week was good, thank you. God bless. I'm here feeling all right, so I'm good. Thank you. God bless.
Okay, thank God you're here. But I missed you Tuesday. I did miss you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we had to carry the parliament because, as you know,
I know.
We couldn't be competing with each other.
I know.
Yes.
But you see me, when our boys talking, I was always my son and that useless party,
Yeah.
What happens to those people? Tell me what happened to Clement and the others. When you say follow the leader, when the leader pooms, everybody, one of them inhale and they get themselves contaminated.
Yes.
What's wrong with these people?
Yes.
Clement just come in the arena, Clement learn one or two of things. It will be better than your leader. See what the man does be doing. Actually, I understand for that. It's better stay in a pretty white uniform and dress up is better good at.
Aye.
No man to tell me when you say to this thing, Mr. Albert, I myself don't have data to waste.
Right.
Turn off my data, and when I hear people on our side going, I will listen.
That's right.
I don't have my data to waste for this question.
Yes.
Clement, shame on you, Clement. You don't need to respect it. You know, if you have some part in Africa, they're like, bitch, sorry backside for you because you know you have to respect your elders. And learn.
Yes.
And is that we want to bring little boys? That is what some of these people in Dominica killing themselves for.
I tell you.
Little children.
Yes.
Little children, that's little baby. If I have a little grandson, he will have behaved that better than that. In the house, you tend to institute it.
Yes.
So long as you come by me, MC see when I tell him to sit down, sit in my face, he got to sit and behave himself.
Mm-hmm.
You not do a better job.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
if you put Rover in that place, the one of the Rover Clinton on his treadmill there. And you tell him to sit in the parliament, it will behave itself. That's no use.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell our brothers out there something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when are you planting all your seeds on fertile ground, please stay away from Indian hemp. Because that is the product you get.
Mm-hmm.
One of you, high up on Indian hemp. That is the product we get.
The high on what?
Planting all your seeds on fertile ground, please stay away from Indian hemp.
What the high on Indian hemp?
You know what is Indian hemp?
I'll have to research that. I'll have to research that afterwards.
The African that's called cannabis Indian hemp.
Yes, I. All right, my dear. Take care, dear.
I'm listening.
All right, the big up there. It's Martin there on the local line before getting to our discussion there. Good evening to you. Good evening. Local line? All right. I'm not sure what's wrong with your telephone there. Of course, it's already 8:44. We got to get into our discussion there, but taking this final call on the local line in this segment. Caller, good evening to you.
Bonsoir, Monsieur Simeon. Bonsoir.
Hey, bonsoir, Tony. Ça qu'a fait?
Eh bien, moi, la kachebe, moi, la kamko kamera.
Comment bagaille quoi là?
Eh bien, bagaille là, Ankila, Simeon, bite là, Ankila, kadomi, ka wofle, ka leve, kadomi, ka wofle, ka leve.
Oui.
Simeon, but we don't know what Monday will bring.
Mm-hmm.
God, I mean, we have our problem in Dominica, but God will have problem, and we have to remember we have Dominicans living in Guadeloupe.
That's right. Yes.
And then a lot of people do not realize that it's not always greener on the other side. It's not on your program I want you to talk about that, but I have to say it. Because it's like as if nobody knows us in Guadeloupe. We vote, we come down, we vote in Dominica, we put our government, we come back up. We have a right to vote in Dominica. We are citizens of Dominica.
That's right.
No matter where we live or where we go. Even we would have a Dutch passport and whatever passport. At the end of the exercise, it is written, born in Dominica.
That's right.
But no matter what nationality we get, try to help ourselves, to help our family. But they does not realize that's what's happening. Simeon, I am seeing and I'm hearing. You see, right now I put back myself a little. I am not going to turn my back on the Dominican Labour Party, not for nothing. My mother deceased, she died, she got a house. It was from Honorable Roland Patrick John. It was Labour. We raised in that house everything in Baffle State, 44 Baffle State. It is Labour. My dad was Freedom. We jumped into Labour, and we are all Labour.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So I would just like the people at least to realize we are Dominicans in Guadeloupe. No matter where we live in Guadeloupe, it is not always good for us and always nice for us in Guadeloupe.
Yes.
We have to fight it. Dominicans have how many jobs trying to pick up themselves? We have to do it. Simeon, I have helped people all over, you know that.
Oh, after all, no man.
Help people left, right, and center. And then the same people passing back and stop me, but I am accustomed with that. I'm not giving up. I still love them.
Hold strong, man.
The Almighty.
Hold strong. Never give up.
I'm holding strong.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Then, Simeon,
yes.
I was watching House of Assembly, and then these people, what are their problems?
They're hungry for power, that's it.
They're hungry for power. Let me tell you. I don't know. I am not Mr. Isaac. I respect Mr. Isaac. He leave and he come here, he had to, and I am respecting him. But you see, Madam Alex Boyd Knight, she would not take that nonsense. She would not take that nonsense, Simeon. We are all over the world right now. We're not like Dominica as a little dot anymore, you know. Dominica is all over. Everybody's watching Dominica. Everybody know what is Dominican. Everybody's seen what is Dominican. Everybody wants to come back to their country. Nobody wants to live outside forever.
Yes.
Nobody wants to live outside forever. But these little hooligans, hooligans that in that House of Assembly is a thing of a state of a how would I say it, of a country. That's where respect supposed to be lying down, isn't it so?
I know.
And these people do not have any respect at all. What is their problem? After what that man did to Mr. Douglas there, I would ask him to go outside. I would ask him to go outside and apologize. Mr. Douglas is a minister, and it's not told any yesterday as Mr. Austria and all the others. I mean, no respect at all. We people are watching our House of Assembly. I mean, all about how they think, but at least, but we are Caribbean people. Caribbean people supposed to show love. We are supposed to show love and respect to the younger ones that are coming in. There's nothing like respect for the UWP people. They can hug, they can bump, but they cannot blow us down.
That's right. That's right.
Nous jala et nous que rester.
That's right.
Okay? We nous jala et nous que rester. Nothing can. Even if people we have to take to come down and we will vote.
Yes, I. Yes, I.
Even if people tell them. Even if people we have to take. We don't want to come down back though.
Yes, I.
We'll enter in a port because we have ports to enter. We're not coming down back door, and we will stamp and we'll enter and we'll vote for our government. That's our government. Yes. I would like to say good night to everybody, and I am wishing everybody a happy Christmas season. Happy season to you all. Enjoy it. And just pray for us in Guadeloupe because Monday morning we don't know what it will give. Because there are some people, some nurses, I'm not telling you they say, there are some nurses and whatever, how you call it, their pay slip, and whatever it is zero, because the government told them that.
Wow.
It is zero, Simeon. When I tell you zero, they are not getting money. They had a demonstration today again. So something will happen Monday or whatever. I'm not asking for that because that's where we are living. They are children. We all are human beings.
Yes.
I'm not asking for it, but the people are fighting for their right. They have to fight for their right. Some people want to say all kind of a thing. I'm not saying you don't want to take your vaccination, you're not taking it. You want to take it, you take it. It's up to you. Nobody's forcing in Dominica. But there are certain places now you won't go. You have to realize there are certain places you won't go. And you know, I do not want to take all of your time.
Yes.
Zetma, everybody, I heard that everybody. I would like to say good evening and enjoy yourself. And Simeon, I am listening.
All right.
And all my friends in Guadeloupe listening.
Stay safe, man.
Okay?
Stay safe, Tony, and all our people up there.
I am safe. We are safe.
Yes.
I am safe.
Yes.
I am okay. I'm safe. But
man.
I just want to tell them that we in Dominica, Dominicans, we are in Guadeloupe, we are Dominicans.
Yes, man.
Remember, we are Dominicans.
All the time.
That's all I have to say.
All right.
Very much.
Take care there. Yes, I. Yeah, man. We want to ask all our citizens up there to be safe. You know, we know the challenges that this COVID-19 is definitely causing. You know, it's causing a lot of actions by different governments around the world, and the challenges that it's having. And you know, people are definitely suffering in some countries, and so there is a lot going on. We ourselves have our own to deal with right here in Dominica. But let's just take this final call. When we come back, we're going to deal right with that on the local line. Local line. Good evening.
Good evening to you, my son.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
I heard when you call and say you could make it for
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes.
But everything was okay?
Yeah, it was all right, you know, mommy. We had to just give way to the parliament and bring it live for the listeners, you know, because as you know, our pal reps on them was in the parliament addressing the issues of the state.
Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, I had a big problem with GIS. Because I don't know what is going on in GIS those days.
You couldn't get this parliament?
Not getting parliament and just showing dark and nothing coming through.
But they were having some technical difficulties, and I believe that was also stated, Mommy. Yes, and I think yes.
Because I went so far to say to myself, what happening to that flow, what do you call that place? You got to connect it to right now.
Digicel?
Digicel. Because I went to them at a time and I was talking to them concerning that same thing about GIS. So they say it's not there. When they put the program, it's the people in GIS that's supposed to put it on.
I see.
I say, but I can't understand what's going on. You know, I'd be upset because I seen Parliament going on and for me to have to put the radio to get this, to listen.
And you wanted to see what's going on?
And I wanted to see what was going on.
Let's hope that they can fix
anyway,
that for future, Mommy, yes.
Yeah, I hope they do better than that in GIS because we need...
Well, as far as I understood, it was not a problem with GIS. It was some of the difficulty that was causing that, but it was not GIS. So, but I'm sure they will have that. They take that into consideration next time. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am.
So I say good evening to you, and may God continue to bless, guide, protect, and direct you and your family. And I claim that precious blood of Christ Jesus from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. And may the Lord continue to work in you so that you can come and work in us. There is no other beside you, and I will not put nobody else above you. Okay?
Respect, Mommy.
Right. So I say good evening to my Dr. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, his wife, his children. I saw the wife yesterday putting up their thing for the Christmas.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that girl, she's working really hard.
In the city of Roseau, brightening the city, man.
Oh, my goodness. She's working.
Yes.
And I pray to God for her because she's doing a fantastic job. She's always on the move.
Yes, ma'am.
And I hope the others take pattern on her. To keep the fire burning.
All the time.
To keep our country moving.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Skerrit, may God continue to bless you. May He guide and protect and direct your every step. May He watch over you and hold your hands and walk with you through the darkest night and the brightest day. May He continue to bless your children, your families, your in-laws. And my Prime Minister, keep on holding on. When I look at your face, they want to give you all kind of stress and say all kind. Even one of the ministers in Parliament that say, talk about your dimples. I say, we Bodo. If my man that jealous of your dimples, huh? He talk about your dimples in Parliament last week, there we.
Yes,
you didn't hear him now?
Don't worry them, Bobby.
Listen to him?
Don't worry them.
If he still have that dimples, I say, boy, that is the name I give him. It have to remain with him forever. Until he say amen.
Yes, I.
They're jealous of the man dimples. They're jealous of his beauty. When I look at my Prime Minister last week Sunday, the man have shiny eyes, a smooth face.
Yes, I.
The man so handsome. Talking and you see that piece of dimples in his face. They want to come and say that boy is prettier than him. We are more handsome than him. We don't have no ugly people in our party, you know.
Yes, I.
Every one of them, the women beautiful, the men are handsome.
Yes.
Look, we get Vince. Vince, good night to you. Give your wife my love. Look, Vince come, another handsome fellow.
Yes,
there was no ugly Jack, I'm thinking our party, you know. And those on the other side, all of them like Jack Palance. So he can come and want to come and criticize and say things. Anyway,
yes.
TM, may God continue to bless you, and I hope you got my message.
Yeah, man. All right.
I claim that precious blood of Christ from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. May He continue to walk with you throughout the darkest night and the brightest day. Praying for the ministers and the senators that is genuine to the Labour Party. Not those backstabbers, but the genuine senators and the genuine ministers. May God continue to bless you all. Rivanika, I got your message. Thank you very much. And I say, there is a man I met in the credit union. He told me, Mommy, when you praying, my wife and I just get good flesh and we just pray and we just feel so good.
Yeah, man.
So continue the prayer and pray for me.
Keep it going.
So I say, may God bless him and his wife and his family in Maho, he tell me he living.
Amen.
And other people. See me like I pass in Roseau, no? Every street I pass in Roseau, Mommy, They on their transport, they're looking at me, they're calling me.
Yes.
All over. I can't walk in Roseau. I can't get lost in Roseau.
Yeah, there's always somebody to give you a hand.
Always.
Praise the Lord.
Mommy. Continue the work you're doing.
Yes.
Continue to pray for my Prime Minister because we are power to get healing by your prayer. I didn't know that, but thanks be to God.
Yes.
And I will continue to pray for my country and all labor rights, the genuine labor rights in Dominica and overseas. May God continue to bless them all. Even though they are not in Dominica personally, but they are there spiritually. Their heart and soul and mind is in their country. So we have to continue to pray for them. I send good night to the Chief of Police, Mr. Carbon, Deputy Chief, and all the policemen who do a fantastic job in this country. And you see that guy that wanted to walk up in Mr. Ostrow's face, leave his seat. The fella is just have a bad habit. He is undisciplined. He have no manners. He have no self-esteem. You cannot tell me you in your seat and you want to leave your seat and walk up and have your hands swinging like you wanted to go and beat Mr. Ostrow. But I tell you, fella, you better behave yourself. You better behave yourself. They say you pretend than the Prime Minister. It's impossible. You're not more handsome than my Prime Minister, you know. My Prime Minister handsome from a baby until now. And he's getting more handsome every day. The man eyes shining so beautiful. You can see the stars in it. What they have behind him, they are jealous of him. But they will leave him alone. Because Mommy covered him with the blood of Christ.
That's right.
And it's God who put him there to serve his people in this country at the age of 30. And he will continue until the Heavenly Father say enough is enough. And he will continue to develop Dominica as he's doing. Because there is no other who do things like he did in this country as a young boy. The time going to play with his toys. I have to come out on radio and put in their skill and tell them what to go and play with.
Yes, I.
But he played good toys. Right? My Prime Minister playing good toys. He have a vision. He have foresight. He have wisdom. He have everything that God put in his brain. And no matter what they say, they cannot remove him. And I said to Lennox, all the money you checking and talking about, money, that's making your head swell. Go and take all the money you have buried underground and give to the people, and I want my $5,000. You hear that?
Yes, I.
I want my $5,000 you promised me before the election.
SPA.
You have all the money underground. You refuse to put it in bank because there is no. So we have to have it underground. I want my $5,000 and I will be on your back. I will call back.
Mommy, good night. Mommy say you have it underground. Boy, Mommy, you're not easy. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Mommy.
Everybody! We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all their lies and all the slander, try to mislead the people with their hate and all their evil. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. The best thing that happened to this country is Garrett and the Labour Party. We wanna bring to bankruptcy. Now have a growth in the economy. Got a leader with endless vision, youthfulness and dedication. Suspect that things would be tight. Went to China on the next flight. Cuba and Venezuela, what a brilliant leader. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that plenty by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be, just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all their lies and their slander, try to mislead my people with their hate and evil. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. That's it. Jalala, everybody, put up something red, wave it over your head.
Yes, I knew Jala Nuke Weste. And you know, every time you don't hear that track there, something taking them because they don't know what to do again. But you know, the power of the Dominican Labour Party lies in the people, and no doubt want to big up all the Labourites across Dominica and overseas, and all of you who join us on the Kyrie FM Facebook page. I want to say a special good evening to my Flossie there. Good evening to you, Annette Bates, and not forgetting Ostel Sakafet Gassa. Want to wish you all the best, and family and all of you wherever you are, fellow Labourites, senior Labourites. You know, many of you have been there with the DLP for so many years and continue to support the Dominican Labour Party, and we want you to definitely continue to do that, because the Dominican Labour Party is the only, yes, and I say the only political party that have the people at heart in this country, and will do everything to take care of the citizens of this country. Not the UWP. The UWP is all about themselves and what is in it for them and them only. And that has always been the case there. But as we begin tonight's discussion, again, I want to welcome you wherever you are joining us, and thank you to all of you. The telephones are still going, but if I keep taking your calls, we're going to be doing that all night long, and we won't get into any discussion tonight. But as many of you are fully aware, we continue to see COVID-19 as a serious matter of concern for us here in Dominica, and I know many of us are going about our business like as if COVID-19 does not exist, but it is real, and it is affecting many families today. And I met quite a few folks who, you know, who are now testing, and businesses that are closing because of COVID-19, and you know, it is really causing and having an impact on the Dominica economy, and therefore whatever we have to do, folks, to ensure that we can take control of this thing, we need to do it. I have seen the number of cases here on island. The recent report presented by the Ministry of Health shows that we have a total of 396 active cases, and that number seems to be staying within that 390 something and not getting any lower. I think the time has come when we need to do better than that to prevent, help avoid the spread of the virus. I still see too many people around, you know, speaking. I don't see no reason why 3-4 people should be speaking so closely to each other and not wearing their mask, or in some cases have that mask underneath their chin. You know what I mean? You know, people are approaching each other and they somehow have the mask on their face and their nose. But when they get to the close point where they're getting into a conversation, they all, you know, have it underneath their chin. There is no protection there. That's when you have to wear the mask. When you get close to someone and you come in contact with them, it is the time when you have to put it on people. You know, so let us not take this thing for granted. I know it may feel uncomfortable sometimes speaking with it, and you really want to set it aside. But you have to understand the seriousness of this thing. And more recently, we have heard of this new virus, you know, this Omicron virus, which they are now talking about. And they have said that it is even worse. Imagine that, worse than the previous virus that we had. So they have given it a new name, Omicron. And definitely, you know, they are saying so many things about it now. They are still researching it, though, but they are saying that it is one that, you know, that can mutate very, very fast. And they are studying it in the meantime. But you hear that the UK, the United States, and many other countries are taking it more serious. Yes, they are taking it more serious because they did not take the initial COVID-19 very serious. So, you know, borders were open, things were moving like normal until many people started dying and a lot of people fell sick. And, it started having a major impact on economies because countries had to end up locking down. And so, therefore, they are moving ahead to ensure that this Omicron virus, which is really out there, do not get its way across the world because of fear that what it may do or may not do. And so, therefore, countries are moving now to take their booster. They are recommending a booster for their citizens because of fear that, this thing could have a serious effect. So they want people to be really, in a position to face this Omicron in the event that it would reach their shores. So again, we have to understand that things are not normal yet. We are still in a serious situation, not just in Dominica, but the world by extension. We see what is happening in our neighboring island of Guadeloupe and all of the French islands where they are. No doubt people are protesting, taking the streets because of, policies that have been put in place, all in an effort to seek to have people to, get vaccinated and protect themselves because this thing is a very, very serious, people. It's very serious. And here on our little Dominica, I have seen a number of persons who have become deceased. We have now reported 40 deaths as a result of COVID-19, and that is quite a few folks who have passed away as a result of this virus. So, yes, it is a serious cause for concern, and we must adhere to the protocols. We must not listen to people who tell you that, you should not take it serious. Please, people, we have to take it serious. We reported 38 new cases on Friday, on the 2nd of December. We reported 15 people were discharged, 396 active cases, 40 folks have become deceased to this virus on our little island, 5,613 people, were totally recovered from this virus, while 6,049 of our citizens have been, confirmed cases with this virus overall. And the testing continues. Yes, the serious testing have been taking place. Imagine that. Some people have been testing every week and every other week. Some people do not want to take the vaccine, but they prefer to go and do a weekly test. That has a major cost on the state. Over 109,659 tests have been conducted so far on island. So again, big up to the Ministry of Health for providing all of this many testing for the citizens of the country. But so far, 26,876 of our citizens have been fully vaccinated. They have all taken their second dose of the vaccine. But we still have 28,882 who have all taken a single dose. And we believe the time has come when, they all need to make sure that they step up and get it right. Of course, some people wish that they were vaccinated because they get the COVID and the impact on them is worse. Some people don't suffer as much. But as I said, you just never know. You just never know what it will do to you until it get to you. And so, can it get to you? It's possible because, there are people who have it today. They don't even know how they got it. But, this is something that the DLP continue to advocate. We continue to speak to the country and ask everybody to wear your mask, continue to sanitize, continue to adhere to the protocols, and do not take this COVID-19 to your grandma, your grandpa. You are young people out there enjoying yourself, doing whatever it is that you are doing. And we have observed that particularly on weekends, the situation with the number of cases continue to increase, which means that people are socializing heavily and yet still not adhering to the protocol during those times. So it is very important, citizens, that we bear in mind that COVID-19 is wrong. It has not gone away. It is affecting us. It is affecting us. And, because the banks get closed, the private sector firms get closed. Whenever you have 5-6 people in one firm get affected by COVID-19, then you see a notice that they are closed until further notice because people have to quarantine themselves. People have to go and get tested 3-4 days after until they can get everything back to normal. So this is a very, very serious situation that we have, and I want to urge the citizens to adhere to what the Ministry of Health is saying and do all that is possible to ensure that you protect yourself and you protect your family by extension. That is very, 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 and I emphasize again, very important.
Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Ready to vote. I am ready to vote. I am ready to vote. I am ready to vote. Ready to vote. Are you ready to vote? Are you ready to vote? Are you...
Now, as we continue on the issue of COVID-19, you know, some time ago, the leader of the opposition, Lennox Linton, came out, well, he traveled and he came back on island, and suddenly he appeared to have had a change of mind, a change of heart as to COVID-19, and we heard him trying to speak about it as something that is, you know, he is now concerned about. And many folks was wondering, why is it that he was suddenly concerned? Because it's over 2 years now that this thing has been affecting the country. The Prime Minister of Dominica, Dr. Skerrit, called all of the private sector together last year and civil society, all of civil society, to discuss how the country could better approach this virus and how best they could deal with it. Well, the leader of the opposition was present at the time, and obviously he was given an opportunity to speak on the particular matter. Well, he did not say anything about the matter. What did he do? He traveled overseas, and the next thing we know, he came back on island, and, well, here he was talking about COVID-19. But we heard Prime Minister Skerrit, who, of course, told the nation that the only reason why the leader of the opposition was speaking to that was because he was told, yes, by the U.S., that he must stop the foolishness that they are doing and that he must take the issue of this COVID-19 serious. Now, just imagine that it has to take a foreign power to speak to the opposition leader in regard to COVID-19 and the fact that he must stop what they are doing, you know, which is trying to distort the message. So while the government on one hand is speaking to the seriousness of COVID-19, you have an opposition who basically for a number of months have been taking this thing for a joke and waiting, praying that not only 15,000 cases would, people would be infected by it, but that the number of folks that would die from it would be significant. And so we pray to God that this sort of a dream that they had is not reached. But there are still some people on island who, of course, are taking this thing for a joke. So the leader of the opposition obviously had to get a foreign power. And that was quite interesting. Had to get a foreign power to speak to him with regard to COVID-19. And that is the reason. And, that is the reason why he came back suddenly. And I was somewhat amazed that he had just a sudden change of heart, So, yes, we heard him, but it is because he was told, by the U.S. Embassy that, he has to stop that foolishness. Of course, Prime Minister Skerrit in the parliament reminded him that the only reason why he is now speaking on it in the way that he's doing is because he was told so. So why is it that the UWP cannot see something that is in the benefit of the country, is in the interest of the country? Why is it that they cannot, as a political organization that they claim they are? Well, obviously, they are very much separated and divided right now. They are not the sort of political organization that they should be because of the leadership that is within the UWP. I mean, they have now divided themselves into APP by there, another APP by there. I mean, you listened this week and you saw the kind of confusion that was going on, the kind of confusion that's going on between members of the UWP. Because, whether they call themselves APP, whether they call themselves whatever it is, they are all from the same political organization. And so they are not, they may want to appear as something else. Even, the so-called group they call Munsewe. Just imagine that I'm listening to Daniel Luge speaking about their political organization. And he's saying that they now have Munsewe. So they have the UWP right now have this group, this so-called radical group, who they are now relying on as the group that will take them into office. It is clear that the organization have lost its way. And so the leadership of the UWP really is now talking about COVID-19 and the seriousness of it, just because, only because a foreign power had to tell him that this is nonsense. And so we heard Prime Minister Skerrit now speaking to the fact that there are countries where they are divided on issues, but when it comes to internationally, they unite. They unite behind their country. They unite behind their people. But in Dominica, this is not the case. The opposition takes privilege in going outside there, tarnishing the reputation, the name of this country, trying to do everything that is possible to seek to see if they can blacklist this country, if they can prevent the citizenship by investment program from doing as well as it is doing. And something I just do not understand about these opposition people. Many years ago, when the CBI program was not what it was today, they were the ones who were saying that St. Kitts was raising how much $1 million and $1 billion out of their citizenship by investment program as a form to criticize how we were doing. Today, the program is doing very well, and the next thing you know is they are now trying to see how they can prevent it from doing as well as it is doing. And so that's why the behavior we saw in the parliament was what it was, because they are hell-bent on trying to find ways to see if they can attack the Dominica Labour Party, attack those of us who advocate on behalf of the Dominica Labour Party, while in their selfish ways, they pay attention to only themselves and not that of the citizens of the country. And I heard the opposition leader calling my name this week. They're beating his chest on Simeon Albert and dirty claim that I owe the government of Dominica. Beating his chest, like Simeon Albert. But I want to say something to Lennox Linton tonight, that I am a tradesman in Dominica and I serve in my country, Dominica, and I will continue to do that. Unlike him, who is selling the country's diplomatic position, unlike him, who doesn't engage or employ or train. For that matter, he doesn't know his skill. He was asking a court, what is his profession? He doesn't even know his profession. He doesn't know his profession at his age. But he cannot walk into my shoes, because I will continue to represent my country and continue to train our people. So here he is now, selling the country's diplomatic position, raising money. He claimed that, we have poor people money. He is there collecting poor people's money every day, putting it in his pocket for his personal gain, not helping, not a Rounders team in Marigot, not sponsoring a cricket team in Marigot, not sponsoring a scholarship in Marigot. And I use Marigot because that is the constituency that voted for Linton. And, they want to talk about corruption. It troubles me when they look at policies of the government and try to turn it as if it is corrupt, when it is the real corruption itself lies within the bosom of the UWP. I mean, there are those who sit around them and they pretend like they're not seeing the corruption. But when these guys can turn around and sell the country diplomatic position in opposition, collect millions of dollars from the sale of Dominica's diplomatic passport, because that is the agreement. that Lennox Clinton signed. And he need to look at those things. Don't come and call my name and talk about poor people money with me. He is the one who is there as a leader of the opposition, not doing a single thing to assist any person at all in this country. He doesn't have a trade, so he can't pass on no trade to nobody. This is a man who sits at his home, enjoy the privilege of a salary of the state, not to mention all of the money that he has been collecting for over those years from everybody, whether it was We the People Inc., all of these organizations that he was part of, some of which we on this program had to challenge them on. And the reason why we challenged them was to ensure that the same poor people he talked about this week would not have put their money in his pocket, because he is too hell-bent wicked, collecting people money, not creating them. What employment is he creating? For that matter, he can't create no job, because according to him, he had sent out many applications. So I want to remind him tonight that when he's talking about me, he must know that I am a person that is contributing to this country's GDP. And whatever assistance that this government would give to Simeon or any private sector person in this country, it is to help to better and to create employment. And that is something that we are doing. And they in a clandestine way want to tell you the Labour where is the corruption in the Dominican Labour Party? When genuine assistance is given to the citizens of this country, not behind the table deal like we see happening with the Al Jazeera report. The Al Jazeera told us that the UWP is corrupt. They are corrupt. They're collecting this money not for Dominicans, not to create employment, not to open businesses that will employ people. No, it is money that they pocket. So corruption is embedded within the UWP. And I want Linton to always remember that he is the most corrupt politician in Dominica. And he is one that have been tried and tested for lying, for not presenting facts, for not imagine in the parliament that a special motion had to be moved to make this man, to put them on a committee that they should have been in the parliament sitting upon. But no, they don't want to be part of this committee. They don't want to deal with the facts. They don't want to deal with the evidence. What they want to deal is with propaganda and continue to put it out there, hoping that it can take root like a cancer and that they can get into office so that they can do what they did to the country back then in 1998, 1995, when they got the opportunity to serve this country. They could once again get the opportunity to run down the Dominica Social Security. They could get the opportunity again to sell the geothermal project, because that's what they will do, like they did with Domlec. That they could get the opportunity to destroy all of the many programs that this government have enacted. You talk about the Yes We Care, the National Employment Program, all of which the UWP would fail under a UWP. A man who has never created a single job for anybody. He has never trained himself in any profession whatsoever it is, according to him. Sepa Mokidi, that is what he say, wants to come there and position himself as being capable of running this country. And that is why people like Alex Bruno, who they now call a dictator, and all of them who realize to themselves that the UWP, as divided as it is, they cannot stay under the leadership of Lennox Clinton, have all moved away. And I wait to see what will happen on the 12th of December. Because on the 12th of December, they claim that they will be having some kind of delegates conference. And I want to see, because the most corrupt politician in the Caribbean, one can say, is Lennox Clinton, who no doubt have been proven, who the evidence and the facts have been proven. And so they attack the DLP and they try to take every positive thing that this government do for the citizens and present it as if it is their, it is every positive thing as if something wrong about it, So they see nothing good in this country that they can obviously talk about when it comes to Dominica. And I heard, Spraggs in the parliament talking about, certificate of title for people with housing, like as if he was blind and was not listening when this government was talking, when our prime minister spoke about the fact that the citizens will be given a title for their homes. This is what Prime Minister Skerrit said on this radio program with I, Simeon Albert. But suddenly they can't see where the CBI money going or it overseas. But they now know that housing is being built. They now know that people have houses that they're living in that has been built for them by the state and given to them so that they can have a place to rest their head and haven't got to worry about having a loan behind their backs. And so now they pose it now as if they care. This is the nature of the UWP. They try to see if they can get credit for other people's work. Not for their own work, but for other people's work. They were against the housing project. They said that they would, strangely, they said that under UWP, they would sell the houses to the people. That is what they promised that they would do. These were the words of their president, Isaac Baptist. And then I see them in the parliament this week, posing and trying to give the impression that they care. All of a sudden they care. No, the UWP doesn't care for anybody in this country. Had they cared, after Maria, we would have seen them at work on the ground, like we saw many of our citizens both here locally and internationally. So they don't care for anybody. They only care for their friends. And all of their people who they gave loans and whatever they gave in the past, who today they're too ashamed to mention their name publicly. Because you know why? They gave them money and they did nothing with the money that they gave them. They never executed nothing to help or to contribute towards this country's GDP. But the people that the Dominican Labour Party is assisting, you can go to them and you can see the impact of the projects and the many things that this government is assisting with, whether through the small business or through whichever part under the CBI program. You can see it. You can see the hotels. You can see the employment that is being created with all of what this government is doing. And that is why we have to continue to support the Dominican Labour Party. And I, Simeon Albert, have been advocating on behalf of this party since 2019-99. I stepped forward to defend this party, defend its policy, because I believe the policies of this government is in the best interest of the citizens of this country. Having worked here from 19 years, I employ myself in Dominica. And I look at the UWP destroy the private sector. They even destroy their own companies of their own members in the government. Just imagine that. They run them bankrupt because that is what they are. They eat them dry. As Julius Timothy and all of them who were in there with them. As Doris Prevost and all of them who were there in there with them. They suck them dry. And today, they have a man there like a leech. Sit down in Mount Daniel, beating his chest, go on a radio and run his mouth. Talk about we selling passport. Failing to understand that we have a citizenship by investment program where people invest in the country. And through their investment in the country, they are awarded a citizenship. But no, they want you to think that it is otherwise because it is the nature of the beast in an opposition that we are dealing with in Dominica. And so I want Linton and Spraggs and Danny Luge, the three lazy men who have been elected into the parliament. None of them are contributing anything positive to Dominica. As Danny Luge, what is he doing? He was part of the DAPEX company. Yes, the government went to parliament, and legislated a law forming that company so that it could provide for the farmers, the very poor people of Dominica, in Marigot, in Wesley, in Woodford Hill, in the east, in the north of the island, the south of the island. What did they do with the company, Danny Luge? What you and the UWP did, they sat there and they destroyed it. They run it bankrupt. When they finish, they shut it down. They shut it down and like Nicodemus in the night. What has happened to all of the asset after they shut it down? They should tell us those things that is wicked. You know what I would say about them there, but God hold my tongue. These guys in the UWP doesn't care. They don't care for anybody in Dominica. And I am happy that Dominicans in the majority are seeing them for what they are and are keeping them out where they belong. And that's where they must stay. And so they will come there. They will advocate against vaccine. They will, because the Labour Party say it is good to take, it is the best thing to do, they will speak against it. They will try to come there and turn every single thing into corruption. They will give you the impression that no local contractors are getting work in this country. It's only foreigners getting work. In the meantime, they pay like they're blind to all of the contractors who are building homes, building health centers, who are constructing roads, all of the people who are being engaged locally. And so I have a message for Daniel Luge and Spraglet. Yes, Sprags, the one that for how many years served in the community of Salisbury and have not contributed or done anything other than the salary getting in Parliament. Serving agriculture, but they don't plant in a dashing plant. Don't have a farm, have nothing at all. A bunch of lazy guys. They better get something better for them to do and stop the foolishness that they are doing, trying to fight down this country. You know, the Prime Minister told them in Parliament that he's ready to put an olive branch out. But no, they don't want to accept the olive branch. Because you know why? They want to continue tarnishing the name of Dominica, leading people to believe that good things are corrupt. But you cannot take good things and turn it corrupt, because eventually people will see through them. And that's why this week, again, the Dominica Labour Party continue to always, under the leadership of Prime Minister Skerrit, stay on top and will always be on top, while they continue to be the tail and will continue to be the head. I'm going to open up the lines, of course, in a moment and take your calls. Let me see if my colleagues, Senior Council, and any of the other colleagues are ready to come on.
Uh-huh.
Everybody!
All right, the telephones are going down. The overseas line there. Good evening to you, my brother.
Timo, good evening. Give me a second. Let me just, good evening. Hold on a second here.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Timo, you hear me?
I'm loud and clear. Loud and clear, my brother.
Good evening, man. Good evening to you, and good evening to all Dominicans at home and abroad, Timo. I'm listening to you, and you're on fire. And that is the way to be. That's the way it's supposed to be, because the EWP organization or party, so to speak, they're really not fit to hold any office. They're not fit to even be in Parliament. Let me mention first of all, Simeon. Let me talk about the vaccine. You know, it's saddening. It is saddening, sorry, to see how the government has put its best forward and efforts made to make sure we have vaccine available in this country. Maybe the first country in the Caribbean, the first island to have access to vaccine. And up till now, people are reluctant taking the vaccine. Mm-hmm. And Simeon, one of the reasons why they're reluctant is because the UWP, the leadership of the UWP, have not put enough effort, have not put zero effort in asking or in at least motivating people to take the vaccine. That is why we have so many people don't have the vaccine, haven't taken the vaccine yet. Because these guys have never, Simeon, go on radio and at least advise people to take the vaccine. For a matter of fact, they were doing the contrary. While the Prime Minister, while the Minister of Health, while all the health officials, the nurses were going on different radio programs and advising and encouraging people to take the vaccine. The UWP, under the leadership of Lennox Linton and the cabal, was telling people not to take the vaccine because it is carried vaccine. That is the situation we have been dealing with. And you are so right, Simeon. It's a group of people that has no interest absolutely in neither the health of the country or the development of the country in general. So all they're about is to see how they can try to get people not to do things that is in their interest, in the interest of the country, so that the more people that don't take vaccine is the more people that are going to get sick, Simeon, and the more people that get sick is the more strain it's going to put on the purse of the government. And that is what they're all about, to see how they can try to destroy. They cannot win elections. People are not taking them on, so they're trying now to see how they can affect the purse of the country. Because it's very expensive. It's very expensive to run this operation. all of those, what the government has to put, the money that the government has to put forward, money to do other things that was of crucial importance to the country. Government has to now, the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, has to now take monies that was allocated for a different plan and put it into the COVID centers, put it into nurses and doctors who are working overtime and who are trying the best to make sure that this thing is mitigated. So these guys are all out about trying again. We see another effort to destroy the country. So, I have no doubt in my mind that these fellas have no interest in Dominica's development, because it is impossible that the government can do so much, that they're doing so much for country. And I heard you say about the Prime Minister. I heard him to put the olive branch out for an hospital. I said them don't deserve. I mean, the PM makes his decisions, and he's the leader of the country. But in my opinion, these guys, their mindset are so evil and dishonest.
Yes.
There is nothing good you can do to these guys to make them, to at least appease with them with anything, because they only hope that what is in their mind is to destroy the government, to bring down the Labour Party under the leadership of Rosa Skerrit, the Prime Minister, and to put back the country back how it was in 1995, because we have seen between 1995 and 2000. These guys have done nothing absolutely. What they have done is put the country in an economic precipice that put the new government that came in power in 2000 had so much work to do because of the UWP. And when we look at how these guys have operated, all they have done over the years is try to see how they can extort money from people, try to see how they can extort not only local Dominicans, but even people on the international scene. And we have seen that in Panama with the Al Jazeera report. When these guys try to sell diplomatic positions and pocket the money, put the money in their pocket, they pre-sell diplomatic positions. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, the UWP has nothing good. We have seen the performance in Parliament, Simeon. We have seen how these guys once more have no plan. They have not read anything given to them. They have not studied so they can bring out a counter proposal or a counter plan. All they are using is very, very light information, talking about, yes, the Prime Minister suggests that and the government suggests that, but this is what they don't see any plan. Well, what plan do you have? What have you done for your constituents over the past 20 years? What have you done for the people of Dominica? As you said, what have Leonard Fitton done for the Marigot people?
Nothing.
What have you done? Nothing, Simeon. We can't put our finger on one thing. So Leonard Fitton criticizing other people is like water falling on the back of a duck back, because he hasn't done anything of substance for Dominica. He hasn't done anything of substance for his own constituents. They just haven't taken one person from their home and encouraged them to take vaccine in Marigot.
No.
Spurgeon haven't done the same thing. Spurgeon walking up and down Roseau, drinking stout and drinking rum. A pirate, Simeon. The best he could do is drink rum and go in Parliament and act like a fool, behave like a buffoon, behave like a moron. That is his job. And now they're busy training the senator from Vickers, what is his name?
Masley, yes.
Busy training him to behave unruly and disrespectful in the House. This is what these guys are all about. And we should never ever tolerate this. We should never give them a break and say, well, give them a pass. We should always hold them accountable for the level of nonsense that they've been doing over the years. I don't even mention it 2005, 015, when they raised $3 million. I won't talk about all those stuff, but this is what they're all about. And I ask myself, Simeon, if Dominicans can still muster the courage to put a vote by the names of these guys, because they haven't done anything. I look at how the government has done so much for the country and is still doing.
Yes.
So regardless of the shocks, the external shocks that we have received, the disasters that have hit the country, the government still stood up strong and making sure the country is on the right direction. Talking about they want the government to give them stimulus package and stimulus money. Where the government is spending so much in capital investment, where there is 100 million on roads, where it's almost it's 70 million on digital economy. The government is pumping money, and what best way to stimulate the economy by pumping money into the economy, into infrastructure, so people can work and get money and put back money in the economy. But these guys don't know anything about economic growth.
No.
So the senator stands for them, and those people do nothing. They're just talking. They go in the house, they have some time, and they babble. As a matter of fact, as far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't be speaking in the house because they have nothing to offer people. They have nothing, Simeon. When you listen to Parliament meeting, you take time out to listen because you want to hear stuff of substance.
Yes.
You want to hear what's the plan. Even the opposition can come up with counter plans. They can say, okay, the Prime Minister is doing X, Y, and Z, but this is how we could have done it. This is how we think it should be done. But they have zero plan. What they are about is money. Right now they're saying that it was 1.2 billion, now it's 4.5 billion. Because this guy that brainless guy called the leader of the opposition just go there and pull out figures and stick and say it on and try to see how we can stick it somewhere and said, oh well, based on XYZ, the government is missing 4.5 million. Based on what? Where you get your figures from? And you have a group of people that is following this guy to nowhere, and some of them supposed to be so-called educated people, but instead for them to move away from a guy who has no vision, no education, no experience in government. He himself called himself a novice.
Yes.
We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have other people following this guy to nowhere. But Simeon,
yes.
In closing, I want to say that we are definitely on the right track. I have listened to the budget. I didn't get a chance to do the whole meeting, but I've listened to the Parliament debate, what the government is offering in terms of concessions and other things that they're offering, and we are seeing something in the supplementary stuff that they're giving. We are seeing that the Prime Minister has thought about those stuff that the bills that he brought to Parliament.
Yes.
And it's going to be beneficial to the people of Dominica. People like you must continue to do the work that you're doing in helping young people to develop some kind of trade so they can help themselves.
Oh, yes.
And everybody else who is trying their best to make sure our country moves in the right direction. Simeon, we are on track for progress. We are going to continue to be progressive because Dominica is well on its way, and it's going to be the shining star of the Caribbean. See, I can't stay too long because I'm in a meeting. I left the meeting to come out because I want to give my contribution. So good night. I'll be listening on my headphone. I'm going back to the meeting. Have a good night. I'll be listening.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your contribution there as we continue, of course, on the quest of developing our country and making sure our country is safe. You know, there are people who come to Dominica, they travel. I saw this documentary, and today, and lovely things that people say about this island. Something that the opposition cannot do. On the local end, good evening. Good evening. Good evening, caller. Are you there on the line? All right. Not sure what's wrong with your telephone there, so you got to, of course, try this line again. But let's see who's on the telephone there. Good evening on the local line.
Good evening, Simeon. This is the Brain.
Hey, the Brain. Good evening to you, my brother. Sakavet.
A wonderful show, man. The way you dissect the whole business of the economy and its growth. I do not understand whether I'm on planet Earth in Dominica or I am somewhere in Mars. I can't understand with all these development projects going on the island and all these housing revolution that we have never seen before. I cannot understand that, Simeon.
Yes.
All the progress that we are making, as you pointed out, in terms of the CBI program, these sellers were lauding St. Kitts. St. Kitts.
Yes.
Let's borrow a pitch from St. Kitts.
Mm-hmm.
And now, when we are doing so well, they cannot find answers for the investment that we are generating from that TBI.
Yes.
Simeon, keep up the good work.
Indeed.
I know, for instance, you're seeing that the UWP seem to be divesting their interest now into different political entities.
Oh yes. They cannot keep it one place. So right now they are falling apart, forming different groups, and now relying on other groups, to try and carry their weight.
To carry their weight. But it seems to me right now we are witnessing what I would call this disintegration. To use a big word. The UWP is disintegrating, Simeon.
Yes. They're falling apart.
Very soon, you will see many entities emerging. Simeon, continue the good work. I'm listening.
Thank you, my brother, for your contribution here. And no doubt, the UWP have no plan whatsoever it is for this country, and that's why we are seeing it happening. Call, good evening to you on the local line.
Good evening, Simeon. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Good evening, my dear.
Okay, I would like to say good night to all my friends.
Yes.
Simeon, don't let UWP have you on. Don't worry with them. They say you owe him $75,000 for this thing. They have it on papers. Your name right down on Facebook. Don't worry with them. They want you to get pressure for it to fall down.
Nope.
We want you there. They just ignore them.
No, but my dear, the UWP cannot raise my pressure. The point of the matter is Lennox Linton, Hector John, and all those that want to have my name on Facebook must understand that I am one of the people that's contributing towards this country. I'm training people, I'm educating people, I'm helping young people to prepare themselves for the future of this country. What is Hector John doing? How many young people is he assisting or training or providing any means? He's there drawing a salary from the state. What is any of them doing? None of them doing nothing. They don't know what my agreement with the state is, but they're beating their chest on the thing about Simeon. But I'm not bracing myself over them.
Rum Hector drinking, he don't have time. They're nothing behind money. All of them is the same thing. Don't worry with them.
I'm not there selling the country's diplomatic passport in opposition, or trying to sit down at my home and collect millions like they are doing on the people of this country. No.
Don't worry with them. Ignore them. Just send them behind your back. They cannot touch us.
That's right.
They just cannot. They try. No matter what they do, they just cannot. They just cannot.
Exactly.
Exactly. Untouchable. We cannot. They fed everyone over. In the House of Assembly, they set up Juju, the papi show. They set up papi show.
That's what they are.
Juju. First time I see that, they're just like preschool children. Don't worry with them. Anyway.
Thank you, my dear. Yes.
Right.
Of course. I mean, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, like I will keep saying, the UWP cannot walk in the shoes of the Dominican Labour Party. They are a party that is full of corruption. Everything they have done, corruption is written on it. If it's money they put at the aid bank, you find it's they're elected members that want to be the applicant for that money, not the private sector like the Dominican Labour Party is doing to assist the private sector in Dominica. It's they themselves, bunch of corrupt people. Caller, good evening to you on the overseas line. Good
brother, how are you this morning?
Good morning. Yes, morning for you. I'm good, thank you. How are you doing, my brother?
I am great, man. I could hear the passion in your voice, my brother. You are fire, man. That's good, man.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it go already. We have to keep the vibes flowing.
That's right, man. And you speak from an informed standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you speak, you're not telling a lie.
Nope.
You can make reference to, and people can verify what you're saying.
That's right.
And it is a fact what Lennox Linton did with diplomatic passport, with the promise of diplomatic passport.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fact that he signed a letter, and it is a fact, not two letters, sorry. It is a fact that $400,000 US per passport was requested.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So they cannot challenge you on that. You
No way.
understand?
No way.
The only question where they're talking about you owe. Simeon,
Mm-hmm.
if you owe $75,000, my brother, you're a heavy man, you have value, my brother. If you owe $75 to the state, I mean, you're a man of substance for the state to give you $75,000.
Well, it's a business, you know, brother man. The state is in the business of assisting the private sector, you know. These fellas advocating to assist small business, assist the private sector. And at the end of the day, when the government assists the private sector, not like what they were doing, you know, in their days, because they spend millions of dollars in their days to give their people. And when they give them the millions of dollars, they never executed no project that is creating no employment or impacting on the country's GDP.
They got money to build hotels in Marigot.
Where's the hotel? Where's the hotel?
Up till I even start. Afimate got money so long from the aid bank. Simeon, we all know that. He got money. Is he paid back? Has he paid back the loan? Is he paying back the loan? That is of no importance to Lennox Lincoln. How many of them, like Edison James, who tried to rip the aid bank of over $900,000 while he was Prime Minister of Dominica, Simeon? You know them talking about that? And you hear them talking about you that have a current business running.
And trading people,
in the minds of our people. Building capacity, Simeon. That's what you're doing.
That's right.
And it's just like in government with this new initiative that they brought in Parliament the other day, a few days ago. Where this is a government that is developing people. Building capacity, that's what you call it, Simeon.
Yes.
When you have a young people having their own business, when you have people that call for stimulus and the Prime Minister said, look, I can give you $10,000, you know, my brother, look, I just want to check your thing, you know. But no, I am giving you the opportunity to go to the bank to develop yourself, to develop your credit rating, to have your own business, to make sure that you have, I think, a year or 2 years before you pay back. That is building capacity.
Of course it
when
is.
You have people like Chris Walton and George Nanton and all these young people who get the opportunity of this government to be able to get a little backhoe and start with a small little dumper and so on and so forth. And today they're doing big business. That is building capacity.
Of course.
So people like Struco and people like Ace Engineering, they may not like that. Because why? They do not want to see the young people of Dominica come and do competition to them. That is what you're seeing.
Yes.
And if they were interested in people's development, what they would have done is help these people to grow. Motivate them.
Now let me tell you something, comrade. Yeah. Let me just say something to you. And for all the people who meet me and all those who call me and everybody that ask what is this $75,000 about, just to set the record straight. The government assisted me. No, but it is not nothing to hide. The government assisted me in obtaining a machine. You hear me good? A machine that is in my factory, that is that is a technology that nobody else in the country had. And today, you know, we spend $21 million sending our children to study overseas every year.
Exactly.
21 million. Nobody have to pay it back. But the government chose to assist me with that machine and to offer me the opportunity to train our young people as a means of, you know, contributing towards the country moving forward. And that is the assistance that I got. And that has afforded me to expand my business with the technology that I was able to learn. And that's why I want to thank the government. And those that want to say that I talk in there because of what the government do for my boy, let me tell you something. 14 years after I advocated on behalf of Labour Party, I got that assistance and I welcome it. And nobody can tell me why I did, why I not. I'm there because I respect the policies of the Dominica Labour Party. And Linton and Sprague and all of them can post my name from here to Timbuktu. I will tell them no one ever, they can't touch me, they can't walk in my shoes, they're not having an impact on the country like I am doing, and they will come there and run the country. They will put all the money in their pocket and in their friend's pocket. They will hide it according to mommy, maybe underground, wherever. Not people they will help.
I will stop you there when you say they will come there to
to run the country. That is a lie.
Well, they were there.
It's not something
We saw what they did.
Yeah, they came and they ran the country.
Right.
And Simeon, the government is not only helping you. This is the policy of the government to help people.
That's right.
That is the reason why Hector John went to the government to seek to get loan for him to seek to get he going to the clinic to seek to get money to go and study.
Right.
And when the government asked him to back up his request with the relevant documents, he could not, and he get back.
That's right.
Unlike you who presented your documents, and as you said, you have an equipment that is only you have it in Dominica. And you're not just sitting there with that, my brother. You are working.
And training.
I'm just individual.
Yes.
That is what you do.
Mhm.
And as you see, you're a labor right here, my brother. You're a labor. I will make no apologies when any labor right get anything in Dominica. No apologies for that, my brother, because UWP, they do not want to see any labor right get anything under this government.
That's right.
If engineering can get project without being tendered, how much project? 10 million by here, 15 million by there, how much million by there? You don't hear them. They're not talking when two of them get project.
No.
They work and jump to bed. They work in whatever is his name there. They work all these places. You don't hear them.
No.
But let the government give a labor right a job, my brother. Let the government give one labor right a job, and you hear these people talking their nonsense. 20 years labor right, they're working hard, struggling. And I listened to him on the 15th of December in 1997 in the Parliament, in the Hanyard. Anybody can go and check it. When Griffin Sentile raised issues about job for the boys in Parliament, in the UWP government, Edison James responded by saying, these people, they work hard to get the government in office, and I quoted him. They work hard to get the government in office. And not while he is prime minister, these people will not reap the benefits of the hard work.
That's right.
And that is the reason why you see people like Doreen Paul, the 10 Minister of Health, husband, was getting contracts here and everywhere. Even contract was exorbitant. I remember for the Kensville Airport, under UWP, they had to cover the Kensville Airport roof. One man sell a bid for 61,000. You are on for 75,000. A UWP strong supporter, party member. He sell it for $175,000 and he get the project. We all can remember on the Bayfront in Rose, all these people squandering resources. $250,000 to put up the little stone and a little pipe with some water running out of it.
The so-called fountain.
All these kind of things these people did, this mountain they building on the fountain there. You check? And remember, there's a difference between the Labour Party and UWP. As I tell you, UWP does not want to see Labour rights grow.
No.
They don't want to develop people. Look at Leonard Clinton himself. You had Ronnie Isidore, very eloquent man, who was in the United Workers Party, being developed, being seen as a prospective leader. You had Claudia Sanford. People see him as a little leader coming up as well. Vickery, all these people. Let us not want to see people grow. He strategizes and orchestrates and do all this kind of a thing to destroy these people. And Annette is there playing Patali. Listen, don't tell her nothing. What Lennox didn't see her husband? What Lennox did not finish the Claudia, she will get it. She will get it, Simeon.
Yes.
And I say to these people, unlike Roosevelt Skerrit, you see Skerrit. A man like Roosevelt Skerrit, the Prime Minister, have bills to present. He's supposed to be presenting. And he give our young ministers the opportunity to present them, to help them to build, to develop confidence in themselves. And when I had Carissa and Fidel Grant, my father rep,
yes,
and I had people like Teacher Greta and young Catton, and these people sitting there, these people, when I hear them presenting a bill, and
Yes.
Simeon, that tells me the future is bright in Dominica. That's what it tells me. It tells me we have a group of people that have the capacity, both intellectually and otherwise, to be able to take our country from one level to another level.
Mm-hmm.
You want to compare Lennox Linton and Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit, a man who doesn't have a school leaving certificate, and because he's eloquent, you want to come and tell me that he has the competency to run a country?
Yes.
My brother, you must show me your example. They put you to run into work in mapping, they fire you. They put you at DCP, they fire you. They put you in Observer Radio, they fire you. You was on Kindly, they fire you. Everywhere you go, Lennox Linton, you have no track record of performance. And you want to come and tell me that people must put you in there as a prime minister? You send how much job applications in this country? So much applications, not even Suki that recognize you. None of these people, your big people, them that support you, they don't see your competence. They don't see your value. You're not contributing to the company's development. They didn't employ you, and you want Dominicans to employ you. Well, I tell you, Lennox Linton, that will not happen. That will not happen, Simeon.
Yes.
And I can tell you, if Roosevelt Skerrit as the Prime Minister of Dominica, and no matter if you see you have been replaced with him or Castagne or Fidel Grant or any one of them, Simeon, I can tell you the future of Dominica is bright.
Yes.
Because this government, even if you see we have loans that is very high, we have the ability, the capacity to pay back our loans. And I hear this box, this man called Lennox Linton trying to compare GDP to debt ratio and so on. Trying to give the impression on the UWP that the GDP to debt ratio was good. Okay, it was so good. But why it took you 55 days to pay a salary? Why it took you 55 days to pay 1 month's salary? I can attest to that. I worked in the government system on the UWP. And 42 and 50 days before I get my salary, my brother. If it was so good, the economy was so good, why is it that no company in Dominica recognize your LPOs? A LPO, that is something that is so special. People speak. I know people used to happy to have a government LPO. Under UWP, they rejected it. No foreign company, no banks, no lending agencies you could get money to borrow under them. That's the kind of credit rating you had, and you come in and tell me things are better on the workers. Under the government, you see new hotels coming here, you see roads coming here, you see hospitals being built, health centers being built, and people are developing themselves. Education is, no one can compare. And you come in and talk about this under UWP because better. How can it be better and bank ready to see people houses under UWP?
Yes.
How can it be better? Teachers could not get their salary. Computers always break down. And our young people may not know that now. But we as parents have a responsibility to teach them.
That's right.
We have to educate them on what happened. And I always say to them in the closing that all this happened with a man with a master's degree like Edith James as Prime Minister. And a man like Julius Murphy that was Minister of Finance. All this happened with them. Now, Lennox did not go to school. Can you imagine what would happen to your economy if Cock were to grow teeth and Lennox become Prime Minister?
I know.
Well, Lennox, I would like to be the Prime Minister in Dominica, but it will not be under the next 60 years, my brother. So we're still at. We're still at to you will continue to promote people like Han Bab. You will continue to promote people like Sprags and Danny Luge. And you have this little boy, this senator. I'm so embarrassed by this gentleman's behavior in Parliament. Look at the name how he described our young people, Simeon.
Yes.
That working under the NP. Look at how he described our young people. These young people, they do not go to summers and they'll complete school, Simeon. You want to give them a job in the ministry? Is that your policy?
I want to know.
We cannot do that. The government then create an opportunity to give these people so they can have some standard. Many of these people are able to buy food today, Simeon.
That's right.
Many of them, Simeon, on top of getting
getting, let's say, $800 to $1,000. They have no money to pay for their school children to go to school. They're not paying bus fees. They're not paying this, they're not paying that. All this stuff in your pocket. So the hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars you don't have to pay for children to go to college. You're not paying that. The government is taking care of that for you.
That's what the government doing, my brother, taking care of the citizens. Yes.
That's what we are doing. We have our senior citizens who work, but they're not making enough contributions so that they could get a pension from the Dominican Social Security. It took the compassion of this young Prime Minister who hear the voice of our young people,
yes,
who see them, to put them under yes chair, and employ people to look after them. Plus,
yes,
give them $300 a month. And you come in and tell me Lennox Linton call these people greedy and not needy. And you're telling me that Lennox Linton is the alternative to Roosevelt Scarrett?
Not at all, my brother.
And people like this young man, instead of promote and support the government plans for helping our young people. Look at them today. They can dress lovely. They're nice here, they're nice. They still do that, look at that. And they come in and tell me, and I tell you.
Yeah, man.
The Bible speaks of people like this. And when you see God would take effect, people like these people who condemn the good that this government is doing to them, I want to say to them that the day of reckoning is coming. And in closing,
yeah, man.
In closing, like a few seconds.
Yes.
I just want to touch on the vaccine a little bit.
Yeah, go right ahead, man.
In Dominica, you have people who condemning and who criticizing the vaccine and so on and so on. My brother, even I was in club last night, you know. In the UK, you said to get the COVID, you know. You know why? Because people took the vaccine. They don't play politics with me.
Right.
They get vaccinated. I went to the club, they asked for my vaccine card, and everybody was in that club, get their vaccine card.
Right.
And the majority of the UK citizens are vaccinated. And that is the reason why Boris Johnson opened up the country, because people build a defense against the vaccine. So you all in Dominica, play the fool if you all want. There is vaccine available, there is COVID center, there is hospital, and there's also cemetery. So play the fool if you all want. I took my vaccine and I'm heading for my booster.
Yes, I.
I just not getting a chance because to get the boost, to get your booking, Simeon, the list is so rapid. Because once it's empty, somebody taking it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, my brother.
And be able to be linked with my brother.
Have a good evening. Take care there. On the local line there, good evening to you. Call on the local line.
Yes, my son, I have to call you back.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to say one thing to you. Whatever the government do for you, whatever they give to you, you have no explanation to give to nobody.
No, I don't.
Whatever you get to help the young people to learn their trade and whatever, you have no explanation to give to nobody. Whatever they buy for you in your factory, you have no explanation for nobody. It's you, God, and the Prime Minister and the government. Have nothing to tell nobody what they give you to train what, and so do what you have to do by the grace of God and do it with love.
That's right, mommy.
And give nobody no explanation. Okay?
That's right.
They are not the one who give you life, and they are not the one who feeding you. They are not the one who waking you up in the morning and putting you to sleep at night. That's the only person you have a right to give praise and thanks to and give him glory.
That's correct.
For what he's doing for you and the government.
Amen.
So give nobody else no information, no explanation. You owe them nothing.
That's right.
But if they have a son or daughter, send them to train in your factory.
That's correct, mommy. That's what they have to do. Yes.
And have nothing to say to anyone.
That's right.
So I want to say good night to Stephanie James. May God continue to bless, guide, protect, and direct her. And I want to also I don't always forget his name, you know. The Western Union. I call him Western Union.
You know himself.
Oh my God. I call him Western Union. You see, what is the one that's playing the Western song on the radio? What is his name again?
Which one is that you're talking about?
He does video.
Oh, you're talking about the Julian?
Julian.
Yes.
I've heard him for a long time. So I want to say good night to him. And I would like to hear him to know what he's doing for us because we like to hear the songs, the country Western.
You'll definitely hear him soon.
So I would like to hear him one more time.
All right.
And I said good night to Crazy T, my son and his wife,
Yes, sir.
children. Crazy good night, and all members, all the staff members of you. What nonsense is that? Satan, get the hell out behind me, yeah?
Yes, I.
And let me speak to my people and don't come and interrupt me. So I want to say good night to Crazy T and his wife and all the staff members of his business place. Good night, Crazy, and may God continue to bless, guide, protect, and direct you. And I shower you the precious blood of Christ Jesus, your family, and all your achievements. God bless you, my son.
Yes.
And I have so many friends to say good night to, but I cannot say that.
But we passed the greeting times already. Yes, mommy.
Yes, I know. I said good night to everyone. Okay?
Yes.
Those who love me, those who hate me, good night to all of you. But I hate no one.
That's right.
But I hate the things they are saying about my prime minister and about my country. So I say before they have any hatred in their heart, go and take the vaccine.
That's right, mommy.
Because another deadly disease coming. And it will join with that one, and it's going to be chaos, not only in Dominica, but in the whole world.
That's right.
Because Satan that is traveling from street to street, country to country, corner to corner, the whole world.
Yes.
But he will not take the children of God. He will be defeated. So just let us all pray to defeat Satan that spreading disease all over the world. Okay?
Amen.
And go and take your vaccine.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop playing hooligan and want to know what all you want to take. Since you become scientists, since you become professional and doctors in Dominica, all you had pain, all you had cheek, all you had measles, all you had all kind of sickness, all you had syphilis and gonorrhea, all you go and take injection. So why this disease? All you leader telling all you don't want to take it, and he took it to his family. Dominican, wake up. Wake up, because I am an old woman and I cannot take care of the country.
That's right.
You're young people, educated people. Go and take your vaccine. I have one I can see every day because you don't want to do it yet.
Yes, yes, yes. You need to encourage him.
I make him visit him every day.
Yes.
I call him all kind of him. I tell him, when you see they take care, they put you in the container. And they come in there, you know. Because for the money, there was nobody to come around where COVID people going down the grade, you know. So every time I'm making noise with him.
Yes, yes.
I tell him, don't come around me already, you know. I already ban him. But he's still coming.
You need to take his vaccine, mommy, like many others. Yes.
He needs to take it. And not only he have a granddaughter too, you know.
And now we have a deadlier one outside there, you know, that is around the corner. You never know. Yes.
So I want them to go and take their vaccine. I took it on the first session, you know.
Right.
The first session I took it, what happened to me?
Nothing.
I know I'm 8 and I have to die. They're talking about the vaccine giving you clots. What nonsense is that? I had clots in my leg 20 years ago. Below above my ankle.
Yes.
I had the clots there. And Dr. Paddy Pay tell me if I do not go in the hospital, it might go up in my heart and kill me.
Yes.
So I had to end up in the hospital for 8 days. 20 years ago, you know. For 8 days under injection. And the injection used to hurt. I used to run when I see the nurses coming, you know. When I came out from the hospital, they put me under warfarin for 6 months. And thanks be to God, I will always take my blood to see how it is.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not the vaccine that giving people clots, right? People want to be driving every day. They don't want to walk.
Right.
People want to be sitting down in a home every day. They want to take a bus. They don't want to walk. Maybe that is what happened to me. But I used to work hard in ministry and I still get cuts in my leg.
Right.
So I said to Dominican, it's not no vaccine that giving clots. Go and take your vaccine. You already jab in your nose. I myself took the jab in my nose and I don't like it. I have to take the vaccine every day.
Yes, but mommy, like you said, you are at your age, you take it, you are all right, and that's why people should not have the fear of it. Yes.
I'm 82 years old.
Right.
If my time comes for me to die, I will die.
Right.
Because I'm not here forever.
That's right.
But thanks God for giving me a little more time.
Yes.
I'm giving him praise every morning.
That's right. Keep it going, ma'am.
Spending my time. So I send to the young people that roaming around the road talking nonsense. Go and take the vaccine because we need you all.
Amen.
You are the future for tomorrow.
That's right.
So get up and get it.
Indeed.
And I will put pressure on them. They're restless, you know.
Well, do you have
I put rest in their body. They won't take the vaccine.
Thank you, mommy.
So have a blessed night.
You too, my dear. You did.
Sleep well. Fret not your heart over no evildoers. Keep your head above the waters. Be strong. Be bold. Whatever man planned for you, whatever pit they digging for you, whatever quicksand they put there for you, they're going to fall right in it.
That's right.
Because God is the one who put you there to lead his people. And do it with love and do it as the Lord tell you to do it.
That's
and
right.
God will continue to bless you.
That's right, mommy.
And all ministers, senators, the president, and the police, firemen, prison officers, prison staff, the chief of the prison, God bless all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the doctors, you all have done a fantastic job. Continue to do it with love, and our country will benefit from that love of God.
Thank you, mommy.
Have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Drive safely.
Will do.
Okay?
Will do.
You drive safely.
Will do, ma'am.
Pick up nobody under the cliff or nowhere around.
I won't be doing that.
When you see them stood and crying like a baby in the middle of the street, do not pick them.
That's right. That's right.
Pass around and move up. It could be near.
Yes. Will do, mommy.
You know.
Take care, ma'am.
Okay, God bless you.
Bless
Have a
you.
blessed night.
Bless you too, mommy. Bless you too, no doubt. It's already 20 minutes. The time fly by so quickly when it's hot. It's already 20 minutes moving after the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's just keep the calls going there. On the local line there, caller, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Simeon.
Hi, good evening, sir.
I talking this, Mr. Simeon, you the man on the check?
I tell you, brother, man. Me,
I want to say something to them. Mr. Linton, we want to know the man that went at your door with the jacket and the briefcase, want to know. Because if you check and see me, I want to know you. Hector John, member of Salisbury. Tell us what you're doing for Salisbury. Because if you're on Mr. Linton on the beach, me on.
Yes.
We, the members of the Labour, what you doing for your community. Mr. Simeon, I have a thing saying, you have to check people's background, but they will model too. You understand?
Yes.
So if you want to check another man, check yourself, my brother.
That's right.
And I'm just say one thing, I can be a member for Rizzo.
Yeah. Senator.
You see, the senator. You see how she see the Prime Minister get real upset in the Parliament this week. So she pull long. My friend, you was a public servant. You are a politician. But not everything your position like they tell you to do, you have to do. You have a brains of your own.
That's right.
Don't come and say nothing to happen territory happening. Not just to score political points. You don't have that. That is big man team and a no strength game.
Yes.
You understand?
True.
You see, it's what they do your husband. They kick one of the boss. You know you living. You look like you're on the join the show too.
Yes.
And I see your the leadership from good, but not against scary.
Yes, I.
Not against scary.
Yes, I.
So I say, and one more thing. The people and them that outside there about vaccination. Please, people go and take all the vaccine.
True.
I 32 years of age, I think if nothing happened to me.
That's right. So am I.
people older than me taking it.
Yes. Good mommy, they're 80-something years.
80-something years and she take it. And nothing after. So if someone, but when I say people that listen to people, that is what they do. So people go and take all the vaccine. 40 people die already. That is too much for the country, man.
Yes.
And look at something being coming. Wisdom to that. Come on. People go and take all the vaccine. Vaccine works. Vaccine helps. It will protect everybody.
Yeah, man.
If the country get booster shot, Mr. Simeon, I get a ticket.
After all, countries are already recommending that. That's what's happening in a lot of countries right now, especially with the Omicron new strain of virus that is out there.
Exactly. And people don't watch news, but they are about calling the Prime Minister and his rest of the ministers. But another thing is...
Yes. Are you there? All right.
Yes, I'm there. One more thing.
Yeah, go right ahead before you go.
Who in charge of that portfolio about? Because Q95, I fed up with them. So I have to do something about it.
Broadcasting, you mean?
Yes.
It fall under one of the ministries. I'm not sure exactly. I can check it out just to be sure. Not in my mind now, yes.
All right. Anyway, have a blessed night.
Yeah, my brother. Take care there. All right, there. Yes. Did I say after 8? No, it's 23 past 10 apparently. The time, as I said, is moving there quickly. On the local line, there. Caller, good evening to you on the local line.
Hey, what's up, man? Good night, man.
Hey, my brother. Good and cool. Thanks to you. How are you, man?
Cool, man.
Yes, God bless.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Yeah, let me tell you that. I convinced. Not now. Well, I'm more convinced now that this fella is just not ready. You seen something, but you're just waiting for it's one more thing to finalize it.
Yes.
And I this week I finalize it. That just not for them boys.
No.
Yeah, everybody have their calling, and then brother should see that. My brother, or you have no place there. You cannot be against everything, Simeon.
That's right.
Nah, man. Simeon, you know, if your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, it must have been to disagreement, yes. But you can't disagree on everything with the lady.
Right.
But you can't disagree on everything with you.
That's right.
It's impossible. So one time you said, no matter what you do in your house, it's not good then.
It seems so.
Apparently. But I'm not saying that you don't have disagreements. You must disagree on certain things.
That's right.
I mean, we see things differently. We have a different perspective on things. But at the end of the day, there must be something that you can agree on. And if you cannot agree on nothing, you can better leave that politics alone and just leave that alone, my brother. That's just not for all you. And then first doesn't see that.
No.
Their man behavior alone should tell the rest. After that, this week there, this man should have no followers. But you know, why you go to the house for? You go to the house to contribute something, to uplift your nation, and to see what you can do for your people.
That's right.
This man simply come there to just argue and cause trouble and disrupt the city. And come on, man, it's right time that those fellas, just get rid of those fellas. The only way you can get rid of them is back to the ballot. Just make sure you have to just get rid of. It's not only thing by any means necessary to get rid of the leader, to get rid of the Labour Party. On our side, not by any means necessary, by the ballot.
By the ballots. Yes.
By the ballot.
Yes.
So we should allow the ballot to speak for us in Marigot, Salisbury, and Rosenhof.
That's right.
That's the only way we can stop those fellas. Because you don't have to wait until we must wait for the rest of the next few years to take this fellas out.
Yes.
Because you cannot fight. You might be fighting on every single thing.
Everything.
And what I think we must asking questions that you have the answer for, you know.
I know.
But just to create disruption, for being malicious, just to be wicked, you asking questions to set some trouble, you know.
Yes.
And you know very well what you asking, you know what you're doing, you know. But just to get a little bit of people on your side, because you see what you have nothing substantial to contribute. So to get your followers to follow you, what you do, you cause some confusion, man.
Yes.
You say anything, and then they fall for it. So it's like no matter what is a Jim Jones set of people like that. You know,
Yes.
Yeah, that organization is a Jim Jones thing, you know. My brother, what I say, you follow. And it's like nobody asking me a question.
Right.
You know, I listen to Dr. Henderson.
Yes.
What Granby really look? What they try to give us in Granby? Why I listen to Dr. Henderson here, and Granby could not have gotten anything better. You know?
I know.
Granby would bless, you know.
Yes.
And the man went to work immediately, you know.
Oh, instantly.
You see the difference?
Yeah. Instantly.
I come back, I do something, I become your parent, and straight away I'm looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not a man, he's not a lazy man. You put him to live in the people of Granby.
No.
You put a man who has been there, done that, and is ready to make a contribution again.
Yep.
So the man is back, so the man have the ropes. The man what it is to negotiate. The man what it is to talk for his people, because he spoke for them, because not for Granby will not talk. If you could speak for an entire nation out there, it's a Granby, a smaller community you can speak for.
I tell you, brother.
You after all, they spoke for 70,000. Why can't you go for 2,000 now? You did for 70,000. You can do more than that for Granby, and things will happen in Granby.
Oh yes.
We see already. That's not man. That is a party. That means business. I mean, that's the party that takes care of it. You know what? Let us take care of our people, man. Let us take care of Granby.
That's right.
Let us be back on its feet, and let's move, man. Because if Granby develops, Dominica develops.
That's right, my brother. That's right. And that's what Dr. Henderson is there to do.
That's what he's there to do. That I listen. I watch the things of the thing man has done, and it's doing. That record is too impressive.
Yes.
You want to leave that to go and put some other stupidness. You want to leave that the Labour Party to go and put yourself in foolishness. You go to put in something that has failed. That is good. Because it's failing, you know.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you failing and you might have a chance, you know, to get back. You know that has failed.
Yes.
And that you want to put before your nation. Just watch those fellas how they live in the house.
Yes.
And that alone to just Dominicans. Keep those fellas at bay. Keep them far away. Because if they fellas come there, seniors, it's destruction, and more destruction.
More destruction.
We see fans.
Yes.
We know what we don't know what we get, you know, we know what we have, you know.
That's right. We know what we have, but we don't know.
We don't know what we get. We just a glimpse of those fellas we get, you know, seniors. The real destruction will take place when those fellas come in, you know. And that is what we must understand, put in our head, you know.
And that's why
we just see that on the surface.
Yes.
But the real destruction to destroy the country, that is what I would personally say. And that is what is looming, you know, the days we make that mistake and get these fellas in power. That is it is totally like we have no hope. Kaipul quasi for us, you know.
Yes.
Nobody will respect us. Nobody will say, well, I want to work with those fellas because they're a bunch of criminals. Who want to work with criminals? Dominicans are respected in the outside world.
Yes.
With our leader and the whole and the country of ministers we have. So we can't give that up, senior. We just have to hold on.
Yes.
Hold on, and things will just keep happening for us.
That's right, my brother.
Amidst our struggles, things are still happening, you know.
Yes.
And in a blessed nation, I look at Guadeloupe, I look at St. Martin and all the other little French territories. They're in chaos. We just don't know what to do, who to turn to. We bless on our side now. Let us keep what we have. Let us work with what we have more so.
Yes.
And let us trust what we have.
That's right, my brother.
That is what. We have to work with what we have, and we have to trust what we have.
That's correct.
Because we know what we have, a dynamic leader. We have a charge of ministers who care about his people. So, Sirian,
yes, my brother.
I'm listening, man. Good night, man. Chief, good night, man.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your contribution there on the overseas line there. Caller, good evening to you. Good evening. Are you there, caller? All right. Not sure what happened there. We seem to have lost this caller there. Let's see if we get another caller on the line there. Caller, good evening on the overseas line. Good evening. All right. Yeah. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, hello. You're live. Go right ahead.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for letting me. My God, I got through. Anyway, first of all, Wellington is concerned. I heard you said something a while ago, and that should actually tell them something, because
And I have a few things, maybe all jumbled up. One, the committees that they are, they were, how are you calling it? Elected or I don't know, recommended. I heard it. I saw it
Yes.
when the House.
Yes.
I'm happy that it happened because you know what is happening? Because consistently saying that Dominica is a dictatorship, for some other reason, somebody need to explain this to these people what dictatorship means and on what process we have in Dominica, what govern, how the government is run in Dominica. Somebody needs to explain that to them because then people will see live that actually the democratic process is alive and well.
That's right.
One, the number of things that people say out on the radio. I don't have to mention which radio because people free to say what they want on the airwaves. It seems so in Dominica they are not shutting them off. But it's like the number of things that they're saying that should show people internationally that the democratic process is alive and well in Dominica. So dictatorship, we have to try to figure out what's the definition, if it's a new definition. The next thing is when this Loftus guy, certain things tickling me a little bit. And when he actually said that the people need to remember things, the State Department, I'm not anti-US, but the State Department knows everything that's going on in Dominica in real time. Now we should realize what happened. If the U.S. had to actually tell Lennox Linton to stop his garbage about the COVID-19, you see where we are? This is the leader of the opposition in Dominica. Imagine this guy being the Prime Minister of Dominica today. Would we have a sovereign nation? You see what would be? In the shadows of the United States Department. So tell Loftus Dura the real time on the ground. I will say it all over again. Allowing a country another. I don't have any hard feelings or any negative thing, but when a country, when you allow this type of derailing of your democratic process, they need to watch at all the different countries what happens, how people go behind people's backs and actually derail stable democracies. And that they need to take real, careful note of.
Yes.
They are not prepared to lead. And the next thing is Dr. Henderson in Grand Bay, the by-election. I'm still tickled because all along we should be looking and seeing the number of times that these people go behind people's backs, even when Dr. Henderson was actually the Dominica's ambassador in the United States, and write people letters and everything along that line and trying to derail, the same process. And it came back to bite them, because the State Department had to, or whoever had to tell them, the U.S. had to tell them to stop.
Yes.
And for this, that's like the second time. Man, unfortunately, I had to stay on my own and I had to write I wrote to practically all the OAS ambassadors. I hope my letters will be delivered. And I didn't want to say it on a blind copy to the Embassy of Dominica concerning that thing. We deserve an apology from the Secretary General of the OAS. I wrote to him directly, requesting that the Grand Bay people get an apology for that nonsensical garbage that happened twice. By just assisting the same opposition. They carried his words. I read it on the NO.
Yes.
This validating their nonsensical garbage. I hope actually he gets it. I'm hoping to get a response from him. Or I hope the apology comes soon. And yes, my letter, if anybody, when the people decide that, the same way they are collecting signatures, I can't collect signatures here. I'm the only one here that I know from Dominica here. They cannot push and push in here for other things that does not even pertain to Dominica. I'm almost been ready to be kicked out of school for things pertaining to school. So obviously I'm on there and I'm paying attention. So if other people want to actually write letters like they do and gather signatures, my letter is actually there as one of the first ones, and it can be taken as a signature, as a form of my signature to say that, that is and I actually had to say it. It's like trying to derail the democratic process in the country. It has happened before. Some of us do not know it because we are on the ground in Dominica and concerned about, what is going on, but politics, real politics, international politics.
Yes.
It concerns this. For going behind people's back, that is a form of derailing the democratic process. And this is what the United Workers' Party is peddling, and they need to stop that thing.
Yes.
And I looked at it as that same thing. I'm taking politics, and that is why and that is why a lot of these people who are out there talking about politics, you're a doctor in politics by there, you're teaching politics by there, and you have your PhD and you're teaching. A lot of them, I think they seem to forget that when they're in the U.S., what you're actually peddling, I know there's one who's always on Q95, and he said he's teaching military people. You cannot be pushing Dominica's policy on U.S. people, on U.S. citizens. You will be preaching your political classes will reflect that of the United States State Department and policies where the military is concerned and everybody here.
Yes.
That is what I know based on what I am in class. When I'm in class and things come up, my perspective is from Caribbean standpoint. And because that is where, to me, I am from. But so you can see, I don't think they're able to successfully do this. It's like, and I'm seeing a lot of it. I am still trying because I fact-checked the CIA fact-check book. This is actually, how are you calling it? This is an authority that the U.S. State Department and intelligence community uses. We were not even doing anything with Saudis yet. And only to find out, I'd like somebody to tell me, is Dominica the biggest is Saudi Arabia the biggest trading partner of Dominica? Is that so, Simeon?
Not to my knowledge, no. No.
Right. So this is actually facts in the CIA fact check book. Because I'm taking politics, I was able to do this.
All right.
And I am still questioning that thing. So tell Lennox Clinton he needs to get, and that is what they use. So other countries, don't, you just fact check and you see that kind of a thing. And instructors would actually tell you that there are certain things that they know here. Foreign students would come in and talk to them, and what happened to you? You realizing what you know here. People with open-minded people, they realize it's not correct.
Yeah, man.
Tell Lennox Clinton they need to get a grip on themselves, and people should actually demand not. I am doing it as a constituent. Mohot Guambe, Diril Sami Mousa, Diril Mun Guambe, Male Mun Diril Jean Guambe.
Yes, I.
That one constituency, they did too many things for that one constituency, and they need to stop that thing. They need to get a grip on themselves.
Indeed.
And kind of stand for democracy. Anyway, good night.
Thank you.
Continue pressing.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Indeed. And you raise a good point there about, the issue of dictatorship and the fact that, because the opposition was not at Parliament in the previous debate, when the privileged committees and the public accounts committee and the various committees were being appointed. During that time, they, in their usual style, walked in and walked out of the Parliament, and they obviously, that is the role that they should have been playing, taking their job. That's what they've been paid for, but obviously they were absent, and therefore only on the government side persons were appointed to these privileged committees and this public accounts committee, and therefore the Prime Minister, being the leader that he is, not the dictator that they try to refer to, because they are the ones who try to dictate to people what to do, obviously gave them the opportunity in the last sitting to again be part and to sit on the various committee, and again the opposition, but they're not really interested in those things. You see, what they're interested in is going on their on social media, on their radio, and find ways and means that they can tarnish the name of Dominica, and find ways and means that they can lead people in a direction to believe that positive things are not happening in this country, and to bring a black eye, like one guy actually called it once when he heard what was being said, a black eye, this country, Dominica. And that's what we have in an opposition party in our country. It's just a shame, it's just a shame. I tell you. Let's go right to the telephone there on the overseas line there. Call, good evening to you on the overseas line.
Hi, good evening, how are you?
Hi, good evening, I'm all right, thank you, God bless.
I'm very blessed, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
Okay, I'm enjoying Dominica, but that's the only way I could get in touch with you tonight. Tell Loftus, go and look for his father because he's not a Durant. And tell him we not appreciate what he's doing to our country.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Have a good night. Bye.
All right, take care there. I think you have said it to him there, no doubt. And nobody could say it to him better than you. On the local line there, call, good evening to you on the local line.
Well, calling from Clifton. Good evening to you once again.
Hi, good evening, my dear. Good evening.
Anyway,
Yes.
see me, you're doing a fantastic job.
Yes.
Anyhow,
Yes.
of any program.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Albert, let me tell you something.
Yes, go right ahead.
When Kinayakon, that useless leader, we call him Lennox Clinton,
Mm-hmm.
go to Africa, when he's collecting passing his collection box, when he's running his pad in the hand, he doesn't give you any explanation.
None at
so
all.
you don't have explanation to give nobody what you get and what you don't get. This is not their damn business. Excuse my language.
I get your language loud and clear.
You should not do that. You should not do that because all of you that say it on the radio, they never once come out and say, look, is that when he taking to running his course and he making his money, he never come out and no one's come out and say, look, X money, look, is that
Well, you see, I want them to know that the Labour Party and I not involved in their corruption. You see, the corruption is only within them. It's embedded in the UWP, in every action, in everything that they do. You know, you hear them talk. They try to take everything and turn everything good and turn it into corruption. Yes, my dear, continue.
Right, yes, so right. Anyhow, you see that Leonard Clinton there, he sent his application several places. He'll never get a job, but the only place he's known for the only place in Dominica he didn't send his application is to by Suki. Okay? But Linton, the only time you send your application all over, you don't get through. It's better you take a trip to Kenfield. By Simeon Albert, he'll have his trade.
That's right. You'd have a
And
trip
you'll
with
be
it.
better off. You and instead you Danny go and King of the Bottle. King of the Bottle, last night him is by the bus stop. If bottle in his hand. And he's, I don't know if he's CKA, but in sub to a little courtesy and pass. Okay, if that all of them had come to Kenfield by where you have your business place, they would have been learning a better, they would have been sitting down.
No.
This stands for passing. They would have been sitting down, one crying, he hungry. I don't know if he have his letter in his belly, eating up all his food. The other one have a collection box. I think they'll be a better person.
Yes.
Okay? And anyway, Lennox Clinton and the three of them, what is all the contribution to the country? Nothing. Simeon Albert has contributed more than all of you there. So you have nothing to tell my husband, Simeon Albert. Please.
Yes, sir.
Because I have offended now.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You don't do these things. Okay? There's unblessed people. Unblessed people. It's so they say. They cannot contribute nothing, Anna. And even give God thanks for nothing they do. But people that making progress, God bless, and making progress headways, they always have to try to bring them down.
Yes. That's what they're doing. That's what they do as their job. You know, they get paid to do that every day, you know, to seek to try and tarnish the country's name, tarnish everybody's name, and, you know, and while they are embedded in corruption.
They're more corrupt than anybody else. And the only thing Lennox Clinton and the others do, all Lennox trying his best to bring Dominica at to bring down the country. That is the Lennox Clinton goal. Lennox Clinton goal is to become the prime minister by any means whatsoever.
Yes.
For him to put his pockets. And there's nothing Lennox Clinton is interested in, the people of Dominica, because if these people was interested in Dominica, they would not go to the House of Assembly and behave themselves like me. Because they have got nothing good for the people. The only plan is one day want to go in the whole their pockets. Really settle the people.
Yes.
And Mr. Albert, you stay safe and drive safe home, my darling.
Will do. Thank you, my dear.
See you on Tuesday, God's willing.
God's willing. Thank you again for your contribution and continue to stay safe yourself. No doubt we will. The DLP is there. As the song says, Nujala Nuke Weste. We will continue on the mission of developing Dominica. You know, this opposition party have nothing good to contribute towards Dominica. And we will, no doubt, continue on that mission. So, they you know, they ain't going to stop us. Call good evening to you on the overseas line. Good evening.
Yes, brother Simeon, fireman touching base.
Wago fireman.
Hey, but Simeon, let me tell you something, Simeon.
Talk to me.
It's our word saying, it's not what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country, right?
That's right, my brother.
No. Simeon, we employ the politicians, them, right? To work for us and to deliver our country, right?
That's right.
But you have some politicians who come to destroy, you have some who come to create and organize and centralize. Right?
Yes.
No. Top up say send 100 letter all over the world to get a job. He can't get a job.
No one will employ him.
Simeon,
Yeah.
what is your occupation, Simeon?
I'm a joiner by profession.
You're a tradesman, Simeon.
That's right.
Which means, Simeon, you're a creator.
Mm-hmm. I add value
Now,
to things.
Simeon, once you have life and strength, anywhere in the world, you can get a job and you can do something. You know. All you need now is your tool
That's
and
right.
material.
That's right, my brother.
Right? So there is where it comes into a form of education and trade. You know what I'm telling you? So that's why if you don't have a trade, you need to have a good education. So anything you want to be in life, you can be. Simeon, you might have education, but nobody can for me, you know.
That's I
You
tell
can
you.
have education, but have education.
Right, right.
No. If you vote a government, you vote a government to develop your country and to develop the people.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Simeon, you just say you have a trade. Simeon, it's top of our trade. I'm doing something and you have to get the best tool. And he asked World Boss for it to give it to my World Boss, to give it to my have a problem with World Boss, you know. Because you know why? If top of get that tool, is to develop the country and the people.
That's right, my brother.
You there with me?
Yep.
You check what I'm saying? So I mean, them things are only just get me kind of bitter. That's why they have to have my own program. Just if I have my own program, them and to talking again, you know. Trust me, I don't boast in myself, them have to stop because them don't make no sense. In China government, no matter where China people be, China government help the people to elevate and motivate themselves. Which means what they want to do is they need the funds, they give them the funds to do what they have to do. That's what happened to us. I ain't top of talking about Crazy Coconut and Simeon. Pana Crazy Coconut was a business place in Rivernica. It wasn't in China or Cali or whatsoever. It was in Rivernica, right?
That's right, my brother.
He's a businessman, right? Simeon, you see me? If right now, World Boss have to give her money in Rivernica for all business and for everybody doing business, I forget my money, you know, because I myself have my business.
Right.
You know what I'm telling you?
Yes, man.
Top up do have business.
No.
Danilo do have business.
No.
Rum shop do have no business. It's just drinking rum and doing stupidness.
That's all they
You
have.
know what I'm telling you?
Yep.
Simeon, I telling you, I don't talk about them man too much. But one thing I can tell Simeon, them man talking their garbage, and everybody there for a reason and purpose. And Simeon, we have to build our country. You see right now there, as I tell you again, Simeon, what when you see the COVID virus, relax. Personally, we catch ourselves.
Yeah.
Me myself, my meditation there, before we still have $2 dashing in the market, $4 dashing, $3 dashing, $5 dashing. Now dashing weighing by pounds, right? Because why? Simeon, when you don't have plenty, is that you're going to get.
Right.
Over.
Yes.
No, when you put plenty, you're going to get it better, and you're going to get the same thing like before. Because why? There are some young men in St. Martin, they're willing to come to Rivernica. They have enough of them that can do agriculture and they love. Right now, Simeon, we have a problem at hand. We're fighting a war where enemy we can see and touch, which means the world calling for good food. Rivernica is 365 rivers, as they say, a mountainous island, a agricultural island. We have organic soil, and we have one of the best food in the world right now. Right? Nobody gets them what they want, and what I'm saying. Now, the problem we have, once upon a time, we saw plenty food because maybe the people that was planting plenty, right? But right now, as I say, in a new era now, so the climate change. Either the people, all of them people die, or the land disappear. But if the land there right now, remember we get 18 to free, right? We're not going to talk about them again because right now we're winning Granby already.
Yes.
Right now we're working, we have a country to build.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, see, like you there for a reason and purpose, as I tell you. World Boss can give you how much million to put tools in your place, as you say, because why? You will stick it in on you. Everybody say what you have to say, but you have to say because why? Them man have so much of darkness. And they're just talking and you have nothing to defend. But you don't talking nothing in secret.
No.
You checking anybody, all them houses, the World Boss giving the people them in Rivernica. If they could make that out.
Where is that?
Simeon.
Yeah.
Huh? For all that years, Simeon, them people are at the government land and don't have no title for the land, don't have nothing, get $1 square foot.
Yes.
Huh? Simeon, we haven't get really know. That's why top of them can never win nothing because why? They don't worry about humanity. They don't love for country. They don't love for people. On top of them, for think of top up. Top up 2017, they go on Belrozo for bagay passport and money whatsoever. Right?
Yes.
Next thing, hurricane pass, he will bring out a bottle of water. Not a tin of milk, not a pound of sugar, not a pound of rice, not a pound of peas, nothing.
Nothing.
Only talking is more the time about a container you have to get, 4 containers you have to get. Upload the container just like when Ron Green was there. Ron Green say you have a manifesto and line. So purpose of them containers, they still online. You see me?
Yeah.
No. 2019 election, what happened? Everybody said already. Now this same top up and selling passport, why is he outside?
Yep.
By right, supposed to be in jail.
Tell you, brother.
Supposed to be in jail by right because that's illegal practice. You have no right and you have no right and nothing at all to do that. If his whole boss do it, that is he in government. If whole boss outside do that, whole boss have to go jail same way because that is wrong.
That's right.
To be in jail because that is illegal practice.
That's right.
You are telling Simon, you're not in government. Or you could be drawing money from the for our passport, as you say. And then they have a kind of dirty language using talking about how Rivernica selling passport. But now they're selling passport, they're selling passport. As far as I listen to the senior council explain about the passport by citizens, I listen to all them and involved in it. I listen to everyone and what they're saying. What they say, what top of them saying is two different things. Top of them are selling the passport because that's why he come and do it at the same time and they grab him because why? You don't love the country. You don't love the people want to eat food. It's like you don't like the American body like the biscuit.
Yes.
You like telling you?
Yes.
Mr. Name, I tell the country, that's the type of, the country don't love. Come and too much of the time, but that's going to hurt my heart. See, the country don't love top of it. That's why I tell you, my see right now there, and I tell you, the man coming down, and to see World Boss, and right then coming to see World Boss, see the Minister of Agriculture, and all land and things that do nothing. You get all them locks, man, them dread, them Rasta, man, that's the Rasta, and love humanity. I know we have millions of dollars in Rivernica. Let's make up our mind to work. Let's make up our mind to work hard. Let's create. Let's bring food. The land there. Let's start to work that and then make money. Let's put down things for that money. And we must have to get 2 boats first, so we need boat because it's not for Rivernica. It's 70% of people. Right now, it's work Nigeria, my lord.
Yes.
Now, if World Boss put in plenty, he can do it by himself. We have to work with the World Boss.
True.
To develop our country and our people, Simeon. You know
True.
what I'm saying?
Of course, my brother.
I'm talking the garbage about you and whosoever are doing positive things in our country. Darkness cannot bring no light.
That's right.
I'm already the country they told you. They beat and they saw and they malice and they tomato and they only. Anyhow, Simeon.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Moses, good evening to you. I know you're not there physically, but I know you're spiritually. Good evening to you. I know you guiding the protest and you love the energy, you love the vibe. World Boss, they can't stop you. You have the best brand in the world. And all Prime Minister right now want to see your private to give you a little formula, to give you a formula. Right?
Yeah, man.
My big brother work for life, and Simeon before I roll it.
Yeah.
There's something happening right now when the police talk about it. I tell them people involved, I respect all yourself. And now you see marijuana, which I call my winter vegetable. Marijuana is not drug. Marijuana is not cigarette. When you start taking all the winter vegetable, respect all yourself. Do not because they have it in a form that you can get your liquor, catch all yourself right, sir. Respect all yourself. Or you can't go smoking with every and puffing into the shoelace. Respect all yourself, partner.
Yes,
you know
sir. Yes, sir.
Weed is a vibe, the energy. When you send me a private, you get your little energy. Don't go around smoking weed like cigarette or not drug, man, I do them things like that. Simeon?
Yeah, man.
Mommy married with the whole family. My brother Bibbs in America. Mommy Stephanie. And Mommy Nothing, St. Martin, and the all round and lady in red and the man family, Simeon, up and running, World Boss, where they can't stop the fire.
Take it easy.
Running, blessed up, my Lord.
Yes, I brother. Take it easy there and continue, of course, to keep yourself safe on the other side there. Yeah, man. Whoa, I tell you, the time flies here so quickly.
Everybody!
Yes, I do, Jala Nuke West on the overseas line there. Good evening to you.
My professor, boy, it's just
Hey.
a long time trying to catch you, man. I've been trying, my brother.
Yes. What's up, man? What's up?
I'm good because how you started, man. I was frantic trying to call to calm you down. I'm like, man, they got to my brother, man. They got, come on, man.
You know, sometimes I get a bit hot, but you know, these guys, you know, I mean, I listen to them every day. You know, nothing positive to give to this country, double standard. You know, they on one point blow in one way, they blow in another way. They stand for absolutely nothing positive for this country, my brother.
I agree, man. I said they got you riled up, and it was good to see you, you know, putting on them gloves, man, and swinging, man.
Well, you know me, I don't go wrong like that. So they better come good.
The good thing, CBN, they don't talk about dead people. Remember that, huh?
Exactly, brother.
They don't talk about dead people, brother. Just
Oh.
remember that.
Yes.
So, you know, it's good for you. Trust me, it's
Yes.
good for you.
Yes.
But the real crux of the matter is, and this is a man, you know, he's trying to shine some light on, or throw some shade your way.
Yes.
But how does he afford his lifestyle on the salary that he's getting as leader of the parliamentary opposition? Eh?
You
How
should
is he
tell us.
affording that lifestyle?
You should tell us that.
But it's the same thing that he was asking a few years ago of the Prime Minister. No, he's always been the one that's been shady. How are you affording that lifestyle, my brother? And people casting a blind eye to that. Blind eye to that, and as if, hey, that nothing to see here, nothing to see here, you know? You know, focus on these other people. You know, these are the people that are causing corruption, and they're causing this. And it's just the same rhetoric over and over and over. And I listened to this man on Thursday night,
Yes.
and again on Thursday night and Friday on the Mac on the Block, and that's a malicious person, vindictive and deliberate and cunning, and he's got a bunch of lackeys that just sit there waiting. You know, for every piece of morsel that falls from his mouth, you know, lie that falls from his mouth for him to gobble that up, you know. And it's just ridiculous. He's talking about the project. And he's got such a two-faced attitude. He compliments the project in Margot for being good work.
Yes.
Outstanding work. But yet still he digs or he tries to create a scenario. Yeah, it's good work, but they overspend. But there's a difference in money because I asked my qualified engineers and my project managers and so forth and so forth, and they say, a project like this should cost X, Y, and that. Brother man, Simeon, if these engineers and these project managers that he's talking about know anything about project management, they know that project management is not something that's written in stone.
Right.
If you say it's going to cost $5 to build the Marigot Hospital, trust me, it ain't going to cost $5 to build the Marigot Hospital. It could cost you $20 to build the Marigot Hospital because of unseen circumstances.
That's right. That's right.
It shifts. The attitude shifts. Rain falling in Pocasset and take out a road can delay a project.
That's right.
Road seas can delay material coming to Dominica. Next thing, you have to source from a guy that's 10 times more expensive than other stuff. So many variables come into this that you cannot say that, hey, it's going to cost, and that's what he's trying to tell the people.
Yes.
That it costs $5 to build Marigot, and because it's $20, something shady is going on. And that is deliberate, and that is malicious. Any engineer, any project management, anybody with a PMI or PMP certification in Dominica knows better. They know better, and they can't stand, and nobody comes out on the radio and defend,
and you know, I mean, you're raising a good point, because even when I listen to him and I'm saying, here you go again, you know, he wants to give the public the perception that there is corruption, that there is some kind of under-table deal going on. Now, you see, this is the things that Linton and the UWP is good at doing. You know, the very things that they're very good at doing, that's what the standard by which they try to judge other people. This is why Sam Raphael said to us that when he heard Lennox Linton trying to burn down the city, destroy the citizenship by investment program, and to him, in his heart, in his conscience, he knew that these guys were accusing people of selling the diplomatic position of this country, which is something that he know that they are doing in opposition, that he was one of the recipients to collect the money on their behalf. He couldn't hold it to him to see that happening, and he had to speak out, and God made him speak out so that Dominicans could know what these guys are truly made out of. You know, this, so he's there on the program saying what he would do if he was the Prime Minister, not what the Labour Party is doing. Is what he and his political organization would have done. Because you go back to their years, my friend, when they gave Decca Construction a contract for the Waterwave Trafalgar project, at the time the UWP was responsible for the Ministry of Public Works, which was under the UWP, you know, under the Minister for Public Works. You know what they did? They gave an individual the contract, and the individual came back and subcontracted them, you know, which is the government, you know. The Ministry of Public Works was directly under the minister, you know. And the minister, they gave the contract to a private contractor. The contractor came back and subcontracted Public Works to do the work for 1.9 million. When the contract they gave the contractor was for 6.6 million. That is in the audit report. I didn't make this thing up. So isn't that, why didn't the minister or the UWP give Public Works the contract directly if it would have cost 1.9 million? No, they gave it to an individual from Trinidad who is not a contractor. That's why he had to come back and subcontract Public Works to undertake the work, which was directly under the minister. And that is why, that's what Lennox Linton knows about. These are the things that he and his party would have done if they were given to manage the affairs of the state. And by that standard, they want to judge everybody else. Bunch of criminals as they are.
That's exactly the point, and that's what you have to drive home. Because it's only if you know about situations that you are aware of certain situations that you're going to bring up. Oh, it's corruption or it's fraud. Projects and the audacity of this, the housing. Every project that they gave the gentleman to do has come in on time. Okay?
Yes.
They have not failed.
No.
They have not failed. Isn't the Margaret Hospital coming in or being delivered on time?
Oh, within a year? Yes.
The health hospital, the health clinics.
Oh.
All the projects that the Prime Minister has done, isn't it coming in on time?
On time, my brother. They're managing that properly.
What is the problem, my brother? What is the problem? So why you tell me that a project is successful? Once the project is successful, once the project is delivered, there is success.
That's right.
You come and go look for monies and says, well, it costs $5 to go here and it goes further. Similar, if I'm in my budget, in my budget, I drive to go to work and I know what it's going to cost me per week to get to work. God forbid I get into an accident. I have no insurance and I have to get into another car. Don't I have to go find some money somewhere to get to work?
Oh, yes, you have to.
Was that in my budget for the week, for all the weeks that I've been planning? Did I have that or was I putting money aside?
No.
I said, okay, I'm going to spend $70 a week to go to work. That's what it's going to cost me to gas because my car is in tip-top shape. I can get to work back and forth. It's $70. I get into a wreck, wipe out. So now I either have to go look for a car or rent a vehicle to continue to go into work now. So now my $70 now just ballooned to maybe $2,500 now because I have to go find a replacement. Did I go steal the money?
No.
But that's what that's the man logic, you know, Brad.
Yes, that's the logic.
That's the man logic.
That's the logic.
That is the man logic. The man just figured that, okay, the Margaret Hospital is supposed to cost X amount of dollars. It didn't cost X amount of dollars. Brother, look at our terrain, our topography. Look, we don't manufacture things. Things have to come from overseas. Materials got to come from certain places and stuff like that. Yes, you have a budget. You must have a budget.
Yeah.
You must have a budget. Then you're talking nonsense about the guy has a open check account and he has monies overseas and he just paying himself. And if you follow the logic is that the guy have a checking account overseas.
But what he is implying there, that doesn't happen, you know, my brother.
But check. Wait, Simeon, check that. The man have an open checking account overseas selling passports. So let's say there's $1 billion in there. You, the only person authorized to take money out of that, you're paying yourself according to him. You have $1 billion checking account. Cat flash, that's yours. You have to come and pretend and go in Dominica to build a hospital and it overrun couple $1 million to thief the money.
That's what he wants people to believe. No sense at all.
Why you don't just thief right out from the account where he doesn't have to see that you have to come and build a project so that you under scrutiny?
Man, I tell you, man.
Straight out from the checking account, I ain't coming and build no project for you to scrutinize me and put the government into disrepute. I'll just steal straight out from the checking account and go do what I want, buy yachts, buy planes, buy whatever it is. You none the wiser. You have to get some forensic accounting services for you to figure out, where that I was stealing your money. I mean, the audacity of people to just listen to this nonsense day in and day out and not think and just gobble up that stuff like they smoke it. They breathe in the air. It's ridiculous. It's time that got to stop, man. And the people, they have righteous people, or people that claim righteously, to follow this man. And this is an angry man.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It says long-lasting anger changes the way a person thinks. Okay? You've seen it happen all in your personal experience here, and it does that happen.
Yes.
When you're angry at something, you find it difficult to stay focused. Isn't that what this guy does do?
Oh, yes.
You struggle to come up with creative ideas because you're coming up with the same thing all day because you're angry.
Always an accusation. Always an accusation, an accusation, an accusation. Never stop. He's always accusing somebody else of doing something clandestine, something wrong. Oh, you can see shadows where they are not. All kind of foolishness. I mean,
absolutely.
You know.
Yeah. The old proverb says, "Anger deprives a sage of his wisdom, a prophet of his vision." The Bible, Simeon, the Bible says that, and you have pastors that supporting this guy,
yes,
and saying that everything that this guy does in anger is right. Okay? The Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he.
Yes.
How you as a pastor supporting that and helping him to propagate that. And you're preaching the word of God.
Yes.
The word of God is the fruits of the Spirit, my brother.
That's right.
Fruit of the Spirit. God is about love. Love conquers everything. Love conquers evil.
That's right.
And instead of these people preaching love, these people preaching, they're fighting anger, or they're creating this delusion and they're fighting it with anger and they're fighting it under the pretense of God. God says, I come for the ungrateful and the wicked man. That's what God says.
That's right.
I have come. Love the ungrateful and the wicked man. That's what God says. And these people, you know, they deluding a bunch of people, and to more, it's like a breaking stick in the ears. They don't hear those kind of things.
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. We just keep going on. These people are just deluded. They're angry people, and their thoughts have been corrupted. They can't think straight. They can never. They can go to parliament and act like because they're angry. Anger, that's a display of anger. That attitude. From young to old is because of anger. And you know, whether you realize it or not, your mind is what controls you. Your mind is what controls your life.
Yes.
Whatever you do in your day-to-day, you know, begins in your mind. You get up in the morning and you plot out what you're going to do in the mind. If your plot for the day is about anger and fighting and going and raising up, I'm trying to raise up mayhem, that's what you're going to produce for the day, you know?
Yes.
You know, that's what you're going to produce for the day.
That's right.
And
that's right.
You see how, you know, they got you right up. Not that you were angry,
no,
but you had to defend yourself.
Of course.
You see how, you know, you had to come out. You had to come out swinging. You know what I mean? Jesus, you know, it's your thoughts that will leave you.
Yes.
Your angry thoughts, man.
Yes.
And these people and I'll try to get a scripture there before I listen. That it's Romans 12:2. Again, for those pastors, you know, it says, "Commit today not to be conformed of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect." You hear them people telling these people, instead of that, they want you to run. Oh, we'll bring 8,000 people down this way, and we'll bring this, another, this, and that. This nonsense, and you're talking about God.
Yes.
God doesn't that. God says, cast all your cares on me. The battle is mine.
Yes.
I'll fight it for you, because I want you to experience joy and love all the time, not anger and hatred.
That's right.
Love.
Love is the answer.
Love is the answer.
Yes.
You see, you know, they're trying to write up the Prime Minister. I watched the time they're laughing and cracking jokes, you know.
Yes.
He's laughing and cracking jokes, and them man angry. You know, that's not what it is abroad, brother. It's not partisan.
That's right.
We are all Dominicans, whether your party is in power, his party is in power, Labour in power, Freedom in power, whoever is in power, you all represent Dominicans.
Yeah, and you know, as you said that, you know, it's like the Prime Minister was saying to them in the Parliament that, you know, one thing he love about the United States is they will have their difference of opinion on issues in their country, but when it comes internationally, they defend the United States. They stand together, you know. And here in Dominica, you have an opposition that just seem to believe that their role is to destroy this country's image abroad.
And not only that, Simeon, they're rallying up people. People confronting people who the vaccination, the anti-vax hesitancy is just so much nonsense. So much nonsense going on. You unprotected, and you see now that we have new variants, and the new variants that's coming again because of it's attacking unvaccinated people that are coming into the hospitals. That's why these new variants are being discovered now. Not vaccinated people. You know, that is just pure stupidity. You know, here, there, everywhere, secretly. I don't know if you heard the news up in the States there. Since they mentioned about Omicron there, all these unvaccinated people there, about 1 million people took vaccinations today.
Yeah, because they realize it's deadly.
Bro, we're going into our third year with this thing.
Yes.
All who's thinking that they're going to be ducking and they're going to hide. You know,
It's going nowhere in a hurry.
It ain't going nowhere in a hurry, boy. And one last thing to these naysayers, boy. You can't fool God, man. No matter what you people do, you cannot fool God. God knows the heart of every man.
That's right.
You can't pretend. You can pretend to man. You can show man different things, but God knows you.
True.
You can't hide from God. He
True.
knows you.
True.
He knows what you. And I'm going to steal a phrase from Mommy. Mommy right. When Mommy says Ku Klux Klan,
yes.
Trust me, Mommy right.
That's what they are.
Ku Klux Klan people that can do that, that's what they are. Like, I'm going to adopt that phrase from Mommy.
Yes, man.
Ku
Klux Klan, man. Yes, I.
Yes, my brother.
Thank you again.
Thank you, boss.
Yes, brother. Thank you for your contribution there. I tell you, then let's take this call. Local line. Good evening to you.
Good night to you, comrade.
Hey, my brother. What's up, man?
Boy, I've been trying and trying and trying, but you know, when you don't give up in what you're doing,
you will succeed.
You will succeed, you know.
Yeah, man.
When you do it with honesty and integrity, you will get there.
That's right.
It's like the sufferation of the Dominican Labour Party in the days when we used to full buses, Plainfield to Maho, drop you Salisbury to
Oh, you tell me, brother, man. Many days.
So today, because of the positiveness of the Dominican Labour Party and the hard work that has paid off, some people are basically jealous of that and feel that the best way they should go to get rid of a positive, hard-working family is to bring grudge, hatred, and jealousy. Beyond that, lots of envious. But Daryl, I said Daryl, sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know you're calling me quite a few times. Yes.
This bothers me a little bit. Crime against humanity. I was doing some researching yesterday, and I found out that crime against humanity is even worse than murder in a man. Daryl, if you steal, it's a crime. If you lie, it's a crime. But if you continue to tell lies, you're killing so many people in doing so. They are alive, but they are walking dead. And you feel like you stand supreme. I want to indulge you, or I would like to encourage you to watch, if you have Netflix, there is a series on Netflix called Merlin. You need to take watch a few parts of that, and you will see what I'm talking about, Daryl.
Simeone, not Daryl.
I'm sorry,
I know.
You will see. You will see what. Well, it's one family.
Hey, well, no. Sometimes when I'm senior minister speaking to Daryl, he calls out Simeone many times. Because we are always one family.
A few looks at that, and you will see that the leader of the opposition, because of his maliciousness, because of his evil mind against humanity, will continue to do the things that he's doing. And so those are the days you ask yourself the question, I wish Mary Eugenia Charles was alive, but may her soul rest in peace. Because this man continues, Simeon, and the more he goes, is the more he make mistakes with his own self. And it's like I said to somebody, there was once upon a time I used to be one of the advocates on saying, and I even think once I print a t-shirt saying that, something should be done to Lennox Linton because of his behavior. I believe, Jesus Christ, man. Simeon, I believe that one of the best ways to defeat your enemy is to allow them to defeat their own self. And right now, Simeon Albert, Lennox Linton has defeated his very own self. He had a dream of becoming prime minister of I don't know where. He don't want to become prime minister by the paper, by the ballots. He want to become prime minister by the paper. Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt would just sign a paper stating and go on radio, on television, say to Dominicans, as of now, Lennox Linton is the prime minister. Ola Sakalefet.
Piesta.
Ola. Aki live. In what time of my life will that ever happen?
I tell you, brother.
You see, what these guys do not get into their system is 18 constituencies voted for this government. The elections before that past election, comrade, 15 constituencies voted for the government.
Yes.
You end up with 6. My God in heaven, now you have 6, you're supposed to try to capitalize, see if they can go up to 7. But no, you go in reverse. What does that tell you, Linton? That Dominicans already know who you are.
Yes.
And so you come with your plastic face, your wolf in sheep clothing, say that you wasn't involved in what is going on in Grand Bay. The political party called United Workers' Party is so ashamed that they cannot prepare themselves for a nearby elections. They send up a man, and as far as I'm concerned now, comrade,
yes,
Handbag is more qualified to be a leader for the United Workers' Party than Lennox Linton, because he stood up to the fight, knowing that he's going to lose the elections. He stood up to the fight. He did not create lies. Any lie this young man took during his campaign in the by-election, it was inserted into him. But he come there with honesty, trying to show representation, knowing that he is not going to win. The leader of the United Workers' Party, on the other hand, continue to campaign on a campaign during an election of lies, hatred, envy. I mean, come on. When are you going to learn, sir? When are you going to understand that politics is not a clubhouse? Politics is not a house. Politics is not Wendy's nightclub in Antigua. Or coming out from Bacchanal radio station in Antigua and coming and sit down by Jamaics expecting for a laborite to feed you. Politics goes beyond that, Mr. Linton. Politics is about love towards humanity. Politics is about respect to senior citizens. Politics is about giving a clear future to the people, to the young people of a country. Politics goes beyond wanting to be just a prime minister. Politics is all about taking the place of a person sick at the hospital, to get up in your bed 3 o'clock and trying to hustle to get them a helicopter to send them to Matnik with the hope that their life would be saved. Politics goes beyond sitting down under somebody's salad during campaign and your plate of broth have to come out first while they are senior citizens sitting around and chit-chatting with you. You see, that's why I say to people every day, Simeon Albert, leadership is everything.
That's right.
You as a father in a house, if you do not take leadership to your children, whatever they come out, people can say, oh, they will tell it to you.
Yes,
say,
yes.
Mama will say, there's a glass sea. You understand? And so, there is no comparison with Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit and the fella called Linton. Comrade,
yes.
I can imagine to myself when PM go to his constituency, which is something he does. At least, I mean, he lives in a place where, you know, he's closer to the Prime Minister's office where you have to get up early and go and do the works. But he visits his constituency so very often.
Yes.
So very often, partner. How many times does Linton go up to Marigot? Unless if there is a meeting for him to call people to vote by a vote of hands. A meeting from one place to Marigot, that's the only time he visits.
Yes.
Imagine a health center is being opened in your constituency. You are the parliamentary representative, and you have to stop on the side of the road to ask a young man where they opening the health center again. You see, it's all those things that people are picking up along the wayside and realizing that, but yeah, if we put Dominic and Mr. and we go down in the drain for sure.
I tell you, man.
And so in closing, comrade.
Yes.
In closing, I love to do this. That the Prime Minister of this country, I say this to people every day. In this day we live in these days that we live in, maybe we do not see it that way. But on a spiritual level, this is how I see it.
Yes.
The children of Israel cried to God for deliverance from bondage in Egypt. And God sent them who? Moses.
Yes.
And the children of Israel again cried to God for a defender from Egypt again. And God sent them who? David. We turn it around over the years. In my book, Rosie Douglas could pass as Moses.
Yes.
Pierre Charles may soul rest in peace could pass like David. And so God look at Dominica and say, hey, you need a defender. You need a deliverer. You need somebody who would stand up to any leader in the world and say, this is my country. The people that I love needs. The people that I love wants. The people that I love is supposed to be heard.
Yes, I.
And so God sent us.
Thank you, man.
Roosevelt Skerrit.
Thank you, brother.
And folks, we have to love and cherish what we have. Because this man, sometimes I ask myself, how is his children getting love from him? But because he has so much, he can give his children some and then remember us and make sure everybody right across the board, whether you're supporting workers, you'll be supporting freedom, you'll be supporting labor. And there is something I heard the Prime Minister said on the political platform in St. Joseph at the launching of Kelvedara, at the launching of Dr. Addis King. I am the leader of the Dominica Labour Party. But when elections are over and I win the election, I will be the Prime Minister of Dominica.
Yes, sir.
And not the Prime Minister for labor rights only, but the Prime Minister for all Dominicans.
Yeah, man.
Viva Roosevelt Skerrit.
Thank you, brother.
Viva Labour Party. There is nothing that they can do to touch you because God chose you to do what you are doing today. Good night. This is The Voice.
All right, my brother. Take it easy there and keep yourself safe there. You know, someone is saying, let me read the WhatsApp messages. Someone is saying, Simeon, greetings. I would suggest that you offer a job to Lennox, Spraggs, and Danny. Just ask that they send their resume as soon as possible for consideration. Yes. I wonder if any one of them would be able to handle any of these pieces of machinery that I have in my factory. Oh, Lord, I tell you, it's 11:26. I got to make my way out of there. Let's take this final call on the local line. Good evening to you on the local line.
Yes, Simeon Rosso South speaking.
Yes, Rosso South.
Simeon,
yeah.
The year closing in.
Uh-huh.
The year closing in.
That's right, it's closing.
And not too long we had Parliament.
Right.
Simeon, what I want you to do before the year closing is to the last bill that passed in the House Assembly. They call it Procurement Act.
Yes. Yes.
I want you to expound on that for the Dominican public. Please, I asking you.
Yeah.
And I want you to bring in the senior council and the people that more advanced in understanding that piece of legislation that passed there.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
I want you to explain that, because you see them man trying to take that and play football out of that.
Yeah, I heard them.
Because I listened to them on first day when they had their show Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny Luge talking a whole bunch according to Mommy Bologna.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to explain that to the Dominican public.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you and good night.
All right. Take it easy there, no problem. All right, I tell you, it's 11:20 on a Saturday night right here in the Commonwealth of Dominica. It's about that time when I, got to say thank you again to all of you who have called into tonight's program, and to all of you always listen. It's always a pleasure noting that you all are listening. We will continue to stand with the Dominican Labour Party. We will continue to defend the Dominican Labour Party. And no matter what they throw at us, we will continue to defend ourselves. I'm here and they ain't going to run me because, Dominica is my home and I love my country. I love my party because, my party have the right policies for this country. I will continue to defend it. I will not stand with UWP. All they are good for is destruction. They destroyed every single industry in this country, and even when they are given an opportunity, they still destroy it. But we will continue here, and no doubt continue to bring you the facts as it is, and they cannot test us on that. We are truthful and honest in what we say, and we'll stand by it. Want to thank all the folks who join us on the Carrier FM Facebook page. It's always a pleasure having you all, and of course, always standing strong with your political party and continue to do what you do on social media. Want to say a special good night to our political leader and every single minister of government and their family, and to all of the senators and every person who is on the front line as we continue on that fight against COVID-19. We continue to ask God to lay his hand over our land and over our families, both here and abroad, and to guide us, as we go through these challenges, these economic challenges, in not just in Dominica, but throughout the world. So we want to say good night to everybody, but let's take this final call. This person is keep trying. Let's take this call. Caller, yes, you're my final call.
Good night.
Hello, good evening. Yes.
I was listening, but I got to your topic late. I was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got up, I don't know, but I listen again.
Yes.
You're doing a fine job.
Thank you, my dear.
The only thing I picked up, I heard Mommy and Paula telling you don't have nobody to report to.
Right.
Whatever happened in the party stays in the party.
Mm-hmm.
Let them eat their hearts out. And prepare a job for Spags, Danny, and Lennox.
Yes, I.
Soon they will need a job.
Yeah.
I hope they go and train so they can handle the equipment for them to learn how to use it.
Yes.
And not damage it when you give them a job. Have a nice night. Stay safe.
Yes.
And I'll listen to your program after because I miss a lot.
All right, my dear. Thank you for your call, and continue to keep yourself safe there yourself. And I'm not concerned about these guys. I just like to set the record straight. I'm a professional in my field. and I'm Linton and Sprags and Daniel not nowhere close to me in what I am capable of doing and contributing towards this country. I have trained many, many young people over the many years that I have been involved in this industry. Nearly every young man in Kenfield have passed in my workshop, and up to today, I'm still training. And so, as long as God give me health, give me strength, and I continue to be alive, I will continue to share the knowledge that I have in my brain. And I want to thank the government for all what it has done to us. It's not just me, but the many other people across this country. And we will continue to stand strong in the name of God. Thank you again, many folks. I want to thank you all. Continue to stay safe. Remember to wear your mask. Remember that COVID-19 is out there, so you have to practice social distance. And let's parler a lot. Some people, they like to take out the mask, as I said. Always wear your mask. When you are approaching somebody or someone is approaching you, make sure you put this thing on. We want to avoid the further spread of this virus so we can see the day when Dominica can go back down to 0 cases and we can continue to stop the death toll of COVID-19. Again, thank you to many of you and God bless you as I make my way out of there and I go home and I leave you with this favorite piece from, none other than evangelist Peter R. Augustine. I want to say a special good evening to him and his family. A great man of God. God bless him. Let's listen here as he said about what he said, about our Prime Minister, Dr. Skerrit. Want to play this for you. All the telephones are still going. I mean, no one is sleeping tonight. It doesn't seem so. Let's just give this caller a chance. Caller, you there? Good evening. Caller, good evening. Yes, are you there?
One of these days, I have to give you my idea of a Southern Dominica development idea.
Yeah. Yes, Stein.
Yes, I want to be long, but one of those days, when I find the time, I'll take a little time to call you and tell you, hey, you see that Southern project, see that Vincent project that holds Southern Dominica, and where Dominica, what I perceive Dominica moving into. Almost moving in 4 different directions at the same time.
Yes.
North, south, east, west.
Yes.
In development.
Yes.
And that will open up a whole new window of possibilities. But I want to share that with you.
No problem. No problem, Stein. All right.
Have a good time. I think you had a nice show.
Yes, indeed.
I hear somebody call you Dudu and all that too.
You go on there.
Okay, take care.
All right, my brother. Take care of yourself and family. A special good night to you. All right, that's where I got to go. As I said, I want to play one of my favorite years from Peter Augustine there for you.
Once, and the press took me to task. And I will repeat it here. That I believe that God knew and God knows exactly why He allowed us to have this Prime Minister for such a time as this. And I still believe that he is the best that we have had in this country so far. I thank God for you, sir. And not only that, but I believe in no uncertain terms, you have shown the level of leadership that you are capable of demonstrating. And if I may be bold to be prophetic, I also have no doubt that in years to come, when other nations will face disasters as we've had, or worse than we've had, they will look for you, your counsel, your advice, and your experience. May God bless you, and may God bless Dominica.
Indeed, and may God bless you too, Peter R. Augustine there. Very, very powerful man of God. So good night to you, listeners. Let me say good night to my dad and all the many folks who are listening, family, wherever you are. God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend and continue to stay safe. Good night. God bless.
Everybody! Jalan, give us the 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 jalan. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda. All their lies and all the slander. Try to mislead the people with their hate and all their evil. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. The best thing that happened to this country is Garrett and the Labour Party. We wanna bring to bankruptcy. Now have a growth in the economy. Got a leader with endless vision, youthfulness and dedication. Suspect that things would be tight. Went to China on the next flight. To ban Venezuela. What a brilliant leader. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. They could come with propaganda, all the lies and the slander, try to mislead my people with their hate and evil. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. That's it. Everybody, put up something red, wave it over your head. All of them forget the Carib people. Labour stepping, they want to cause trouble. But the Kalinagos had no respect, exploiting them on the water project. Supreme Scotted used to bowl to Labour to build their seawall. Giro, they would have to back it. Water tank on Labour fix it. Whether you teach a leader, elder, must give credit to Labour. You better believe it. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the waters, Labour Party shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that's planted by the water, Labour Party shall not be moved. Look out for we 5-star hotel, highway to Posse as well. Seaport reconstruction, rosary modification. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like the trees that planted by the water, Labour Party shall not be moved. Dance up. Inshallah, no question, inshallah, no question, inshallah.